Nerd Confessions.
User authentication acquired. Welcome, listener. Your program will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts and opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever. It's been a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow us on our various social media platforms, find previous episodes, and view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. I'm Tommy, the moderator for this episode, and I'm joined by Sohail.
Hey.
William.
Hey.
And our intern, Ellie.
Hello.
In this episode, we'll be talking about the latest news and happenings in the nerd world. We'll dive headfirst into the controversial rated R animation comedy Sausage Party and see if World of Warcraft can finally make a comeback with their new expansion, Legion. So for starters, let's see what everyone's been up to this week. Will, what's new with you?
I saw the highly talked about sausage parties.
Oh.
I played Minecraft VR, and it's pretty cool. It's a lot better than the version that's on Gear VR.
How's it different?
Just more detailed, pretty much. The world is very basic, at least from what I played on Gear VR. I played Fallout 4 a little bit. I played Overwatch, and I watched The Fly and got sick to my stomach.
The old movie with Jeff Goldblum?
The 80s one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Fly with Jeff Goldblum's awesome.
The first time I've seen it, actually.
That's good.
I
don't know why I wanted to watch it, but I did, and I watched it.
Did you want to make a VR game about it? Is that why?
It'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
It's very cyberpunk, those little pods.
I think it'd be a pretty cool game, actually.
Especially that scene where he comes out of it and then the monkey jumps in his arms. That's an amazing scene.
That'd be kind of weird.
Jeff Goldblum is kind of a weird guy.
You haven't seen that scene?
Yeah, but like imagine when VR, that would scare the crap out of you. Like a monkey just jumps
at you. He's built with pecs. There's like a bunch of steam. He steps out of the pod, and then a baboon leaps in his arm, and he looks into the distance like he's just conquered something.
Wow, that's pretty deep.
You sold me. You sold me.
As his pecs glisten in the light.
Oh, don't say that, please. No.
All right. Well,
what else?
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. All right. Well, then, Ellie, what'd you do this week?
I watched Sausage Party. Also, I played Overwatch for the first time.
How'd you like that?
I liked it. It's a fun game. At first, I didn't know what was going on, but then I got the hang of it. I watched Kubo, that stop motion.
Oh, the new animation, right?
Yeah.
Where he has like powers. He's like
Kubo and the two strings.
Yeah,
like a beetle and then like a monkey.
Yeah, it's like those trailers are kind of, I don't know. They didn't really tell you any of the story. Once you actually watch it, it's like a whole little kind of almost, what's the word I'm looking for, like mythical almost story. So I liked it, and visually it was really nice.
So you think it was worth watching it in the movie theaters?
Yeah, I would probably even watch it again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how much I liked it. I like stuff that catches your eye, and you can just look at it and find new stuff. Or I don't know if you'll find new stuff, but it's pretty to watch.
Is it more visually appealing than Coraline?
I think it's about the same.
About the same.
Maybe new technology that they use for stop motion, but it's about the same.
Would you say it's more visually appealing than Sausage Party?
Yes. No, I mean Sausage Party was good and stuff, but like in the beginning, I could tell Sausage Party wasn't up to level as other animation films. Like there was something lacking.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
We'll get back to this later, though.
Describe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, visually, definitely Kubo's better. And I watched Nightcrawler for like the 500th time.
The 500th time?
Yeah, it's the 500th time. I love that movie.
Is it because of Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, I have nothing appealing with like him as an actor or anything. But he does really good movies and stuff. But I just like the movie a lot.
Did you ever see that one movie he played? What was the one where he was like a cop? I forgot what it's called. It was like Help me out here, Will. What was the one?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
The cowboy, you mean?
No. He was a cop in L.A. with this other guy. Damn, it was a good one too. I forgot what the name is.
Who's in it again?
Brokeback Mountain.
No, it was
Brokeback
the
Mountain.
Brokeback
Are you
Mountain.
sure it's not Cowboys?
Well, wait, what is the movie about again?
It's the End of Watch. That's what it was.
End of Watch. Okay, that's a movie he did. Yeah, that's an intense movie. That's
Yeah.
a really
I
intense
haven't
movie.
watched
But
that.
it's really good. It's
Yeah.
really
That is
good.
a really good movie, but very intense.
It's very intense, and apparently a lot of it was very realistic when they filmed it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Too realistic.
I think it would bother people that are cops today. I mean, when I watch that movie, if I was a cop, I'd probably be very, very bothered by it, but that's just me.
that and it might even make you not want to be a cop.
Maybe.
Hmm.
So, Ellie, what else did you do?
That's it. And then just interning.
Just
Interning. Awesome.
Cool beans. So, what'd you do this week?
Personally, I watched Sausage Party, whatever I could watch of it, bits and pieces, and then also I kind of played Fallout 4. I continue playing that. I'm still not done with the main missions yet, and I played No Man's Sky a little bit. That's about it.
Oh.
And I really want to get into Dungeons and Dragons recently, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
What has sprung this new desire to play?
I
RPG?
want to play things that are not only on a computer. I want to get a social aspect of getting people together and in the same room and playing a game together, like a board game.
Can I make a suggestion?
Can you make a suggestion? Yes, you may.
Monopoly.
Monopoly is the worst game for
I
fun.
love it.
Monopoly is the game where you would play with people you want to make your enemies.
I know we can play. We can play the Sea of Thieves wannabe Sea of Clouds.
We could do that, yeah.
Honestly, you could go to like any Barnes and Nobles, and there's like hundreds of like games similar to Dungeons and Dragons of different variations. And
Yeah, I used to play a Star Wars one a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, there's a Star Wars one when you were a kid. They had one
Yeah,
back then.
they had a Star Wars one back then. Yeah, I had a big book about it, and I had to follow the rules and guidelines in the book.
I know that with Dungeons and Dragons, there's like rule books, and you
There's
have
a
to,
lot of rule
and you have
books.
to like follow.
They're
certain
like as
rules.
big as school
There's thick
textbooks.
books.
But the thing I like about it is that there's a dungeon master, and that person spends like a week building a dungeon for you, and then your friends play it, and it's not really us versus him or you or them versus each other. It's really like they're building a story for you, and
you have
you're
to play
living
through it.
and you're living it.
So is it like, you know, it's kind of like, is it like you roll dice, and then if you fall in a certain spot, maybe that spot the dungeon masters put like a certain enemy, and that enemy has like
you
life
build
points?
rooms, you build everything.
Oh, that
you
sounds
want.
kinda
But
cool.
it's through paper. It's not like you build them physically. You can build them physically.
Yeah,
I've
little,
seen
little
people that-
spots on the floor, like in Stranger Things, which is inspiring this for you, I think.
Yeah, Stranger Things is really where it
They
came
had
from.
those little figures and then the board. The rooms.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do
I've
that.
never
You don't
played
have
it
to do that,
before,
but you can do
but
that.
I've heard it like it's. I mean, obviously it's like a really big thing, but shoot, all right, I guess. This week I started a new anime called, I can't even pronounce it, but in the English translation is Food Wars, which is pretty interesting for me because most of the animes that I've ever watched is always like some kind of end of the world
Wait a
scenario
minute,
going
it's
on.
an anime called Food Wars?
Yeah.
Is it technically really about food?
I swear to God, that's all it is. It's just about this kid who is competing in like the top, cooking school in Japan, and it's like chefs who go all over the world. But it's actually they make food cooking.
Is this based
epic.
off Iron Chef?
I don't know. It reminds me of Iron Chef. It reminds me of Hell's Kitchen.
Do you remember the Asian Iron Chef where the guy would bite into a
Bell
what was
pepper?
it? Bell pepper
Oh, yeah.
and it had a big snap?
Yes,
That was
I
my
remember
favorite
that.
part. And then they looked, he like made one chew and they looked at the camera with a big smirk on his face. I love that.
That was the best part of the whole
Yeah,
show.
I love that show.
I never watched it. How would I know?
But this is really good. If you want something that's not just about the end of the world, where the character is like, you'll be in situations where the character is, you're gonna think like, oh man, what is he gonna do? And you know that feeling you get where you're like, please pull something out of your ass and make it work. This person does, and it's kind of satisfying because there's those moments where you're like watching, and then like Harry Potter. How many moments was there in Harry Potter where you're like, please do something epic, and then he doesn't. Someone else does it. I hate that shit. But in this, luckily, the character pulls it up and does what he needs to do, and it's really satisfying. I didn't think I would get into it. I'm already like 23 episodes in, and I started this 2 days ago. So
Been watching.
yeah, I've been binge watching the hell out of it. I'm not even done, but that's what I've been up to this week.
Initiating the news protocol.
All right, so let's get into this. So for starters, there's supposed to be leaks of the new PS4 Slim. It's all over the internet, and Sony has a big announcement that's coming on September the 7th
probably
So-
where they're going to talk about it if this is real.
If it's real,
Let's
I don't
hope
know.
It is.
You know, what do you guys? Well, so what do you think? What do you think it's going to be?
I personally think that they're probably going to put out something like the PS4 Slim type thing, and they really are going to push it out. I don't know if this leak is real. I'm thinking it picked up a lot of steam. So
Do you think it's like hype because of the Xbox S that came out recently
No, I don't think it's hype because of the Xbox
to make it like a
S.
thinner?
People are saying that maybe this is like the Xbox One S, and then they're
Yeah.
going to have the PlayStation Trinity is the rumor. So this is the Neo, which is like slightly
Better version.
specs, while the Trinity is going to come out later with higher specs to compete with what Xbox is going to do, which is basically what Xbox One S is. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
We'll see what happens when
On September 7th.
PlayStation says stuff. But PlayStation always plays stuff really close to the cuff, so they're always like, they don't want to talk about it recently. I mean, before they were.
It'd be
bad.
great if they just straight up went. So we have an announcement today. Tomorrow we have the new PlayStation coming out, just in stores tomorrow. I'm like, what?
That's happened before.
Has it?
That has happened with other consoles.
It happened with Xbox 360, I think, and everybody in the audience got a free Xbox 360 Slim.
Wow, that's.
At
I wish
E3.
I was in that audience.
Yeah.
Shit,
Everybody
that would have
was
been
jealous.
nice.
I never got an Xbox 360 Slim.
You never got one?
No, I got.
Were
the
you in the
regular-
audience?
I got the Xbox 360.
No, I always had my Elite one. I
Yeah.
got.
Huh.
I had
Oh.
to send it in for a repair on Red Ring of Death, but after that,
Oh,
it's
my
lasted the whole
Xbox
time.
360 when it got the red ring, I was so angry.
That happened to you?
I didn't think it would ever happen to me because everybody was dying. Everybody's dying.
It never
Mine's
happened.
fine. Mine's fine.
It
And then I
never
sent it
happened
in.
to me.
So what happened for me was one day I was just playing regularly and everyone's was dying, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I pop in a game, and all of a sudden the red ring comes. I'm like,
Oh,
why is it come down?
shit.
when
I know. I was
everyone
worried
else's
too,
game?
but I was actually surprised how quick it got repaired. That day, I was like, okay, what do I have to do to get it repaired? So I looked on the website. It just had to request the box. The box came in the mail the next day, and then I sent it in. And like a week later, I got it back.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
too
what
bad.
happened to mine. I got a week later, I got it back, but it still made
At
me
least
angry.
they did that. We weren't one of the early ones that happened to. Did you have a day one Xbox 360? Maybe that's not why. Was it like a later?
I don't know about him, but I had to buy mine at the store like everybody else.
didn't
I know,
get it
but
for
like
free.
when
did
in
you
the
buy it?
console's
Like,
Oh,
life?
like I bought it like a year after. Like it was announced.
Oh, that's
and it was
surprising then.
released.
It was a year after. It was still the ones that were having the problem.
I don't know. I never had.
if he turns it back on, I'm sure it'll start. If you turn that sucker back
It's
on,
good.
There's no reason to turn
Well,
it
we'll
back
do
on.
a test. Let's see what happens.
In other news, there's videos that claim to show a redesign of the PS4's DualShock 4 controller that shows some of the light bar in the top of the touch pad.
Now this one's a little bit more credible because it's a video, but I don't know what the point of. I guess it's to see the colors because the colors match the games.
Right,
But
exactly. I think the light. I don't know why it would be up there that high. I mean, where you can see it. I think it would be an annoyance for me personally.
Yeah,
when I
it would
see
like
my-
get your.
But I never look at my controller. But whenever I'm looking at my TV screen, sometimes when I'm playing my PlayStation, the thing that bothers me is the freaking light flashing on the screen and coming back at me, and you can see like this blue bar moving around when I'm just standing.
yeah,
sitting.
it's been for the Move / Morpheus the whole time, PlayStation VR. But the other thing is it being in the top will help you kind of see the colors that go with the game to play more. Right now, it's you just see the aura on your TV or on your legs or wherever you're holding your controller.
Right.
Maybe it's too distracting, huh? There's too much going on. You just kind of.
Well, sometimes it can be cool. Like when you play Alien in Isolation, it's green because to match the theme of the game. When you have like low health, it turns reds and flashes, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of match what the game's going on.
And
in the game.
it does do things like if a cop follows you, remember that the blue and red comes
Yeah.
out. That's cool.
In other news, Star Citizen presentation revealed amazing gameplay, and it's finally coming together from the popular crowd-funded project. What do you guys think?
I think it's a beautiful game.
I think it looks amazing. I don't think I agree with Sohill earlier. He said that he doesn't know how it's going to come to consoles.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Maybe like the Scorpio and the Trinity.
You're gonna need some power behind.
Yeah,
your
the
console.
graphics look amazing.
The graphics look strong, look beautiful. The game looks beautiful. But if you think about it, when you looking at Star Citizen and the size that it's going to be, I don't know how they're going to support that on consoles. I can see it being supported easily on a computer, but not on a console. So when I was looking at it on like online where they're doing some showing some ships and stuff like that, I don't know. I think it'll be really.
I just hope it doesn't turn into like kind of like No Man's Sky, right? Because it was a big game and people were really excited, looked nice, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work.
But here's the problem with No Man's Sky and people's criticism of No Man's Sky. People criticize No Man's Sky because they think that it was supposed to be something completely different. But they promised stuff, but they never showed any gameplay. You shouldn't expect
They
anything.
showed some gameplay, but didn't show everything that they're talking about.
Yeah, they didn't show everything they're talking about. You have to, when you see it, believe it. Don't believe when someone tells you something over voice. Like, yeah, we're gonna have this, this, and this, and this. People always say that, and nowadays people are so let down all the time by them saying, "Oh, you promised us this." Well, they promised us this, but they didn't mean they're gonna release it with this.
It's
If
true.
you release it in an update, it can be released with a DLC.
Like I said last time, they could have just solved this by making it a early access like Minecraft, and then building on the world as they get more people buying the game.
Exactly. And the problem is that they released this game for $60.
The problem is PlayStation picked it up as a first-party title.
Yeah. Well, they also released it for $60. It should have been released for a lot less, like we said before.
Huh.
$60.
Yeah,
is
we're
quite
charging.
expensive.
Yeah, it's like a complete game.
Yeah.
Speaking of complete new things, the same source that announced is making the rumors for the Slim PS4 claims there's a new PSP-like device and it's in production with an updated Wi-Fi chip. This could be
5 gigahertz.
This could be this could be the one to compete with the new Nintendo NX. What do you guys think?
Because it's mobile.
I
It's a
mean,
new
yeah,
mobile
definitely.
device.
The Vita? We're talking about the Vita?
It's
The
like a new,
PSP?
it's potentially new Vita coming out
Yeah.
with the updated Wi-Fi
Wow.
chip.
That I think that if it comes out with a brand new system like that, the Vita right now has a very small. I don't know. It's not a very big following, right? I would say comparative to the Nintendo DS.
The Vita?
Yeah,
No, not as big, but
but I know it has a loving fan base. When we were out there, I hear one person that listens to us, and it was part of this was Ryan, and Ryan was in love with the Vita.
for
Oh,
the
he
mature
loves
audience,
this.
it's better, and that console has indie games coming out for it. So.
Right, exactly. But I think it'll be great. It will be a powerhouse, but I don't think it's going to compete with the NX. I don't think NX is going to be. I think the NX is going to have its own. This first title launch consoles that are the launch games that comes with it. It's going to be so strong. I don't think that it can match it with.
I'm happy that the rumor is it's going to have an updated Wi-Fi chip, which means it'll probably be 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which means streaming between the PlayStation 4 and this device will be a lot better.
Oh, I hope
Oh,
so.
that'd be nice.
Shoot.
Do you think 5 gigahertz faster than 2.4, or is that
2.4 is it's very limiting on the Wi-Fi bandwidth.
I'm just checking because some of our listeners don't understand the difference in 2.4 and 5.
I don't understand.
Well,
Just-
think about it this way: which number's bigger? that it's faster.
Bigger is better.
I guess
Well,
so.
hertz wise, it's more. The frequency's higher, so there you go. More information.
Bigger
I
the
think.
better. The more.
I don't understand hertz, but I know hertz is frequency. So
I
there
don't
you
know
go.
why Hertz always reminds you of Heinz ketchup. I don't know. Maybe because
you
it
can't
starts
spell
at an
and you
H.
can't read.
Okay. Jesus. Okay, so let me
Sorry.
read the other news real quick for you. PlayStation Plus membership is increasing its price on September 22nd to $60 a year instead of the $50 a year, and from 18 to 25 for 3 months sub.
How do I know you're not
Subscription.
like memorizing all these news stories?
Then I read it to memorize it.
Shit.
Got you there.
I think that this is going to be a little bit taxing on some people out there, but at the same time, they have to maintain their servers. So
I don't know why they didn't do this when they first started PlayStation 4 and they made it mandatory to have multiplayer, because this was the price that Xbox had the whole time. Maybe it's because they're not afraid at this point to push it.
Yeah, because I think they have so many consoles out there, and they know that they have so many subscribers. Well, if they increase it, then revenue stream will.
I think we need to remember at this point in time in the console lifespan, 360 and PS3 weren't selling as well as the Xbox One is. So PlayStation 4 is doing really well. I think at this point it was probably the Wii that had 80 million.
Yeah,
and then went up to like 120 million later.
But we're looking at like them increasing their cost for online play. Do you think it's fair? Do you like that? Do you think?
I mean,
that's not what I mean.
I think it's too early.
What I'm saying is, do you think it's right for them to increase the price?
Not right now, because I mean, you're gonna increase the price, and then later you're gonna drop new console, and it's all this new stuff that people got to buy, and the economy's not as great as it used to be. So a lot of people
if
might cut off just because of that.
the thing they can give us some better PlayStation Plus games because of the increase, I'll be happy with that.
I think that's the reason why they stated, right? They said that they want to give better,
did they?
more games. Yeah,
Well,
I read it on a little post.
So wouldn't
Yeah,
you
'cause-
expect them to give the games first and then?
No,
jack
what
up the
they're
price?
they already give away games. So what they're planning on doing is they want to have the games.
Like drop
better games,
drop
better
three
games.
good games. Drop
Yeah,
three better games.
The last
and
few
then
months
do it.
with Xbox Live Gold have been better than PlayStation Plus for sure.
Oh,
The last few weeks, sorry, the last few months.
What they dropped last week was WWE 2016. That game is
and
absolutely
beyond good and evil
and beyond,
HD.
which is actually a good
I
game.
downloaded WWE, but I haven't even played it yet.
Listen,
it's
I
just
played.
on my-
I
it's
forgot
on my
to say this. I have
Xbox.
played this game, and it pisses me the f off.
Why?
I'll tell you that much. I don't know. We'll save it for some other day. But that game pisses me the f off.
All right,
also
I'll
got
play
the
it and we'll talk
Crew.
about it later.
Just recently.
They released the Crew. Oh yeah, that was before. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Crew was nice though. I played it again. It's still
It's
it drives
because
some fun.
they have a more money, but at the same time, Xbox discounts their yearly subscriptions at all the time.
Yeah.
So PlayStation doesn't do that. PlayStation's like way harder to find
Maybe they will
discounts
now.
for.
I don't
Maybe we'll see.
Not to mention, PlayStation had a whole lot of issues with hacking and stuff before.
All you listeners out there, go to your Target, go buy a couple years now before the price goes up.
Yeah, that's actually a good
This is a
idea.
heads up for you.
If you can
Stack
do
it
that.
up.
What I would do.
Can you stack up?
You can buy the codes and keep it at home, and then scratch them off in a year and a half.
But what if it's not? What if it doesn't work?
What do you mean it doesn't work?
It
Yeah, what
has
if
to
you
work.
bought it and then like
Like
2
an
years down the road-
expiration date on the code.
Yeah, it expires or something.
I don't think there's an
Check
I
for
don't
an
know.
expiration
I
date,
can't
people.
speak to it.
Check for expiration dates.
I'm sure there's an expiration date, but if you're listening to me, go out there and buy it now before the price goes up. 'cause
Listen to
you
me.
don't-
Check the expiration because you don't want to be calling us back and saying, "I bought 12 of these and only could use one."
I'm sure you could stack them up or something, right?
Just like
I just
12
don't know
years.
how long they last, but
Like
I
you
would
just-
assume
Oh, you mean
so.
like
At least a few
redeem
years,
them
yeah.
all at once?
Yeah, like you redeem them all at
Oh
once.
no, I don't think you can do that. Can you?
I
Would
feel
it be
like you
hilarious to
can.
redeem 12 years at once and be like, yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
why
PlayStation,
not?
There's probably some guy.
Sony dies in 20 years.
There's some kid who like he's like
Because
"All
right now,
so I'm-
right now they want you to be on a subscription, so that way it automatically renews. But I haven't heard about stacking them up on top of each other before.
That'd be hilarious. You get like one rich kid just like stacks up for the rest of his life. He's like, "Yep, I need
My-
82 more years." There we go.
My Xbox recently subscription went out, and I got an email from Xbox saying, "Sorry to see you go. Have a great whatever it was.
Have a
I was
great
like-
life."
I was like, I didn't even know I owed you. I didn't even know I had to do this. I thought you guys will automatically renew. Apparently, they don't.
No, they do.
They
you
do.
just,
Mine
you just
renews
weren't signed up for it. Maybe you had to. Maybe you redeem one of those codes.
Either
if you don't put
that-
your credit card and set up for automatic renewal, it's not
Yeah.
going to do it.
Either that or maybe your
It'll
credit
alert
card.
you in like a month, though.
Yeah, it
It's
alerted me a
coming
month
up.
ago,
It's
but
two
I totally
things.
forgot.
It's either that or your credit card. You got a new one in the mail, and so the number changed, so it doesn't match. So they go, "All right, I guess you're leaving."
Oh, the one time I had a problem
That's
with
happened to me.
the one time I had a problem with Xbox. I had my credit card expired and I got a new one, and I only had my old one on Xbox go live, and it made my account on hold because of that. And I couldn't change the card on the Xbox to be able to go online. I had to call them on the phone and delete the card and then put the new card in. It was the most annoying experience.
Were
Oh,
they
man.
pleasant at least?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just an annoying process.
it was annoying.
Okay.
It was the only time I had a
Good
problem like
customer
that.
service then.
Yeah, and then ever since then I've always deleted all the old cards just to be safe.
Mm.
Because I actually think I had my new card and my old card on there. And the problem was my old card was on there.
I think I had a similar problem with the PlayStation 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was purchasing something and the card I had stored there was already expired, and I tried to update it, and it didn't work. It would like decline until I completely deleted it and added a new card. the
At least it didn't
current
kick you
one.
off.
That's true.
from playing.
As long as it didn't kick me out.
Yeah.
So in the new Final Fantasy, I don't know if this is 20 or
Some
what,
breaking news.
but the trailer reveals English voice casting.
What does that mean by English voice casting?
Just English people, just English. They're speaking in English.
Final Fantasy, the movie?
I don't know. It says trailer
The trailer for
trailer?
the game, you mean?
The
Yeah.
game or the movie?
for the game.
He said the number.
They
That's
always
for the
have
game.
English. They always have English voice actors. What do you mean?
Well, it's revealing the voice.
Oh, they're
cast.
revealing who is doing it.
Who is doing it.
I just hope it's not that guy that did Johnny.
Johnny Gat.
Johnny? No, not Johnny Gat. The guy that was at the Star Wars convention.
Oh god,
That did Ratchet
I
and Clank
forget his
just recently.
name. I'll look him up. Just go ahead.
By the way,
Because he did the blonde guy from in the Final Fantasy X.
that reminds me. Did you guys
Cloud?
see?
No, not Cloud. That's 7. He did Titus. Remember with his knowing laugh?
Oh,
Ha 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 ha.
Now I remember. I'll find out who it is. Wait.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, speaking of which, did you guys see the Japanese Prime Minister cosplayed as Mario at the Olympics?
Yes, I did. That was really weird. The best part about it was when they went to Japan, they were in Shibuya somewhere, Shibuya Cross, or wherever is that famous crossing where you cross the street and there's like 4-way cross. And the freaking Mario's like, I'm gonna be late, and it said something on the top, and then a pipe popped up and he went down it. And in Brazil they put a faux like green pipe, and then freaking I forgot his name. Oh my god, the prime minister, I had his name. Shinzo Abe is the prime minister. He pops up in a Mario cosplay and rips his suit off and says, "Let's begin," or something like that. I was like, that's so cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, they did a really, really weird show. Is this of the 2020 Olympics? The whatever their takeover show was really weird.
I don't know. It was a strange thing. Speaking of strange, so I found out that in 2017 there's going to be a Godzilla animation film, and it's going to be pretty interesting considering I haven't seen the Godzilla animation at all. So I wonder what's gonna if they're gonna stick to any of the storylines of the movies. Or
it's going to be done by one of the co-directors for it did Knights of Sidonia on Netflix.
That's true.
Knights of Sidonia was actually really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
It was kind of weird, but it was surprisingly enjoyable as well.
So you want me to tell you something, Will, real quick?
What?
The actor that you're looking for is James Arnold Taylor, the voice actor for Obi-Wan.
Fuck. James Arnold. Well, not the original actor. He's the actor on the Clone Wars TV series.
Oh, yeah.
Hit that guy.
I just think that he's
so full of himself.
He's so full of himself. He's like, and I do all the voices of these characters. And then all these characters are on screen. Like, don't blow hot air up everyone's asses. Just relax. We all get it. You're famous.
I just wanted to see Luke Skywalker. I don't give a fuck about you.
And your shoes. And your shoes. Don't sell them.
Your fucking shoes you had everybody sign.
Mean man.
All right, so for those people who are fans of the anime Rurouni Kenshin, there's a second live-action film, and Funimation has just dropped a English subtitle trailer for that. I can tell you right now, the main character looks really fucking gross because he's got all the burns on his face and shit.
He looks like someone took a poop on his face.
Worse than that. It's just a whole lot worse. Okay, so apparently Super Saiyan Rose is coming to Dragon Ball Super, a pink-haired Super Saiyan evolution. I'd say maybe it's from a fusion or something like that.
It looks like in the picture he's wearing the fusion earrings. Remember how they had Vegito?
Actually, I'll tell you what, that earring is actually is part of the Kai's. It's actually part of the story.
But why is Goku? It looks like Goku. Why is Goku wearing it?
It was part of the story. So I guess I'll spoil it. Fuck it.
Is it really a big spoiler?
It kind of.
Don't destroy the videos.
What?
I don't know. I'm just explaining things.
So we get Trunks from the future shows up and he's fighting. Yeah, he's again. He comes back.
Oh my god!
After he kills Cell and all that.
Does he have purple hair?
Huge spoiler.
He has like blue hair.
But it makes me want to watch it.
But he's fighting Goku in his world, but it's not Goku. Somebody took his appearance and has pretty much almost killed all of humanity. And so they find out they're trying to figure out where this guy came from. He has a black like energy, unlike the gold and the blue that you see regularly. And so this guy has an obsession with Goku, so he took his appearance. And they're saying he's a Kai, which is a god. So the red hair you're seeing, maybe that's it's probably unlocking Super Saiyan.
So this is the evil Goku we're looking at.
This is like evil looking Goku, yeah.
And he has pink hair.
Yep.
Could he be that he's trying to go after the same look as the Joker in the current Suicide Squad look, as a pimp version of Goku? Anyone think about that? Maybe
he's trying to look like a
pimps have pink hair,
but he also looks like a woman going. Maybe he's trying to be like changing his lane. We don't know. He might be becoming a woman.
We're talking about Jared Leto.
No, we're talking about Goku. Maybe
it's
Goku.
Not even Goku. It's another person.
They both sound the same.
Goku, okay. Jared Leto, they don't sound anything the same, but let's move on.
You want to know what they call this guy? Black. That's his name. Black.
Wait, in the Japanese
What?
one, he's black.
Yeah.
Are you reading or are you watching?
No,
are you
I've actually
dubbed
watched
or
it.
English?
It's English dubbed.
Is dubbed?
Subbed. Sorry, subbed.
Dubbed.
It's not dubbed yet. But
So
yeah,
it's subtitled. So that's the Japanese word. So they're not going to call
no.
him
That's
black.
his
in the
name is
American-
Black. Is what they call
I
him.
understand that, but when you go to American things when they dub it,
It's all over. I'm telling you.
No, I know.
I
They
just
call
got
him
killed
Black.
by Black.
I know. I listen, but if you
He's
ever
Black
watch,
Goku.
have you ever watched
his
him?
energy's black, fool.
Okay, be quiet for a second.
Oh my god.
When you watch a Japanese anime, have you ever had the subtitles on and the English dub?
Yes.
They're completely different. So I'm 90% sure that they're going to change the guy's name from Black to like Mr. Black. That makes sense?
Yeah, they're gonna do something that's not as controversial, like
Yeah.
Mr. Satan.
Yeah, Mr. Satan.
They changed it to Hercule.
Yeah, his name is Mr. Satan in the Japanese version. I don't think they're going to call him Mr. Satan here.
Oh, okay.
You,
well.
you didn't know that?
No, I mean I knew, but like it's black, man. What's wrong with saying black? I don't understand. That's like saying intern. You know,
You just gotta watch out for those SJWs.
Yeah, Miss Intern.
Oh, you got to watch out for the
Excuse me?
social justice warriors. They'll destroy you.
Yeah, I guess.
They'll leave a Twitter message and then they'll hurt you. But we're not against social justice warriors, I'll tell you that much. I'm just saying some people are really intense.
In other news, ZeniMax claims that the Oculus Rift was built off stolen technology. So on August 1st, 2013, Carmack became the Oculus's chief technology officer, the CTO, and before leaving ZeniMax, Carmack secretly and illegally copied thousands of documents containing ZeniMax intellectual property from his computer at ZeniMax to a USB storage device, which he wrongfully took with him to Oculus.
This is interesting.
This is a big claim.
Do you know
It
who? Just a reminder, John Carmack is. He's one of the big names from id Software, the creators of Doom
Interesting.
I see that, yes.
and Rage.
So
Is-
one of the creators of Doom, right?
Yeah, this was right after he did Doom 3 BFG edition and left to Oculus. So interesting.
Are they part of Bethesda?
They are now, I think,
Okay.
or they at least got the new Doom game published from them.
I mean, it's a pretty bold claim, though, to say that a guy straight up went into his office, downloaded all the files onto a USB, and then walked out. How do you know he did? How do you know he did that? Do you have a camera in there?
Probably because they said that they looked at where the files were moved from, so moved here to copy.
They
it
probably apparently they filed this in 2014, so they've known about it for a while. It's just becoming public.
here. So like the court case is public now.
Yeah.
So you can actually find out where a file was copied and where it went?
Well, I think they just realized that the technology of the Oculus Rift is like copying their software.
Which is kind of dangerous. I mean,
Just
that's
like
a lot of
the
intellectual property.
algorithm for No Man's Sky was stolen from, well, not technically stolen, but it was from this other company that is considering suing Hello Games.
Phew. Wow. There's a rule to the masses: don't copy other people's stuff.
They
Or
say
if you
that
do, don't get caught.
Yeah, don't get caught.
There we go again. Don't get got.
You know, if he's like secretly taking like a whole bunch of files, and he did do it, he needs to get prosecuted. I think that's terrible. But that's just me. Stealing someone's intellectual property and then giving it to somebody else.
I mean, if it's true the way they worded it, it's really bad.
Yeah, but he's probably going to claim that, it was an accident if he gets caught. You know, or maybe he'll just say, I don't have anything. I don't know what you guys
It looks
talking
like
about.
the co-founder of the company Palmer Luckey
Yeah.
was named as one of the defendants.
Huh.
So that means that he is going to
Defend that they're not using the
they're not
technology or
using the
something.
technology,
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting.
Well, in other news, something a little bit more brighter, Michael Pena he's going to actually return in Ant-Man as the Wasp.
And the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
Wait,
He's not going to be the Wasp.
He's going to be the
girl.
Wasp. You don't know that.
The Wasp is a girl. She was at the end of the last movie. Was
So
the
Michael
Wasp.
There might be
Pena,
a male Wasp. You don't know this.
that will be very awkward.
Either way, he's coming. So get ready.
Let's just get in there. Glad they're getting.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot what character he was even in Ant-Man.
He was just a goofy. He just plays goofy characters. That's all he is.
He's kind of a
Wait,
weird
was he a
guy.
villain in it?
I don't think he knows he was a
Yeah, I
villain.
see his face. I don't know what he was. Like, what was he doing there the whole time? Was he just like a bad guy? He's like a regular bad guy.
He's your folk.
He's from the
He's El
movie that you were
Mexicano.
talking about earlier.
He's my folk.
The movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
yeah. End of Watch. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you're right. That's his name.
Yeah, Michael Pena.
That's his name. There you go.
So he's returning to
Mystery
being
Saw.
Batman, which will be kind of interesting. At
So
the same time,
his
I don't
watch
really
was
care.
over, and now he's returning to mess with
Honestly, I
superheroes.
don't care about this guy. You know why I don't care about this guy? This guy is like small fries. He used to do good movies, then he started doing weird stuff, and I think he's just losing his edge. So let's see where it
Yeah,
goes.
I mean, I guess you could say that he's money desperate.
I don't think. Yeah, he did Budweiser commercials. I was like, come on, man.
That's where it started spiraling.
Nah,
He started
we'll see
doing
where
when
he
you do
goes.
Budweiser commercials.
Budweiser
But
you're
he's my
commercials.
people.
What do you mean he's your people?
I don't know.
What do you mean by your people?
Well, ask William.
What do
he
you
said.
mean,
I don't
your
know.
people?
I don't know.
I said your folk.
The dog.
My folk.
You mean
okay.
the toasted
thing.
skin colored people?
I guess
Like,
toasted skin. Yeah.
the coconut
The
colored?
ones that speak the
Coconut.
language of
of the Mexicans.
the Spaniards.
The Mexican. I'm not Mexican.
You're just we forget she has no race. She is an intern.
I'm an intern who happens to be an alien. And who happens-
My race is Microsoft.
Okay.
I am robot intern.
Oh, relax. Tommy.
Hello.
Your joke making is hurting my feelings.
your hello
Whose
feelings?
Hello games.
who has feelings?
Yeah, right? Anyway, moving on. Pre-production of Mission Impossible 6 has been put on hold.
Why?
As Paramount Pictures seeks to resolve a salary dispute with Tom Cruise
Why?
because he
course.
wants
Dick.
more money for jumping on sofas before
Why?
moving forward on the film. Mission Impossible 6 isn't likely in danger of getting canceled, as Rogue Nation performed too well for Paramount to scrap the film.
What?
But I mean, I can see him trying to milk it because he's probably looking at it like, look, I ain't making a lot of money in the last 10 years.
It's because he needs to buy more
I had
shoes
to-
that have lifts in them.
Well,
That's why. He's run out of
Well,
money
he had
for
the-
lifts.
He had the divorce. He had all this other crap going on. I can see him saying, okay, so I made a good movie. It made a lot of money. Hike up the price.
That's not. It's because a Chinese company's back in the movie, and he thinks that he can get as much money as he wants.
What?
By the way,
Wouldn't
Alibaba.
you?
I think Alibaba is the one that backed this movie, and
They're backing a lot of movies lately.
well, it's all about getting like. I don't know if it's Alibaba or another company.
I've
it's
I've
Alibaba.
seen Alibaba a lot lately. At first, they
That's
were like,
that website for shopping, right?
yeah, they're
It's like-
the
it's a
Asian
clone.
Amazon, basically.
Yeah, it's Asian Amazon mixed with Asian Google.
I mean, I looked at it. It looks sketchy.
It looks sketchy,
Yeah, it
and,
is
and they're
sketchy.
doing. They're
How
like
can it be like
everywhere.
the? How can it be the
They're
main
also
shopping website for China?
They're also going into because they're the only one that's allowed. Amazon's not allowed there,
That's terrible.
or maybe they are now. I don't know, but I know that Alibaba Group is like basically copied a whole bunch of popular businesses here and then put them all together, like Google, like
They're probably making a
banking.
They're making bank apparently because if they have time to be back in movies like
well,
Mission Impossible,
it's
6.
important for them to get into movies because they're.
Could you imagine Amazon backing something like that? I mean, I know they have their original series.
We're gonna
but-
provide you with all the props. It's gonna come in from a drone. It's gonna fly
2
in
days.
in 2 days' time, and if you don't like it, you can send it back, get your refund. That'd be interesting.
I know that. Wait, were we talking about
Amazon.
Amazon having planes?
No,
Oh,
Amazon
no.
funding a big
Providing
major
the props.
movie.
So I know that Amazon would do that if the movie was, I want to say,
About packaging.
no. If the movie, no, because
By
here's the
drones.
problem: Amazon doesn't want to release first content like that because that movie will only have a limited run on their website, their streaming.
No,
service.
we're talking them like actually
But
fronting production.
I don't think they do it to a movie theater because a movie theater isn't where their end game is. They're not going into the movies.
But how is it there for Alibaba?
Alibaba wants to take it's a power play. They want to get into the movie industry and the American movie industry. That's how they're getting into it.
Plus, they're getting their name out there, right? We're talking about them, so I mean that's advertisement, you know. And then the next thing you know, you're looking them up, and you're like, oh look, there's some cool,
They
you
have
know,
a super
kitchen
sketchy
utensil.
website. I'm afraid to buy stuff from.
There's a cool.
Would you
utensil.
buy a movie if it didn't look so sketchy? Would you buy anything from them? Sorry,
If it looked more like Amazon, maybe I don't know.
I don't think I'll buy
The
anything.
name. If they change their name here too,
Right?
I don't know if I trust that name.
So yeah, Alibaba did back Rogue Nation, and so did some company named China Movie Channel. So,
Okay, so that
I don't know
makes-
what that means.
So he's trying to milk that Chinese money.
So he's trying to get some more money. He needs those new lifts. He also might need some Scientology money. So we don't know what that means.
That could be a really good reason.
So
I don't know.
he might be like, "I need a new.
I need a big
session."
donation to my church.
Need some
We don't. do
money.
not- it's okay if you want to donate to your church, but don't be brainwashed. Moving on.
Okay, the Lost Boys TV series is in the works at the CW.
I think this is going to be a lot like Stranger Things because this is an 80s movie that they're redoing.
So it's based off of that 80s movie then, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so.
So it's not like a male porno?
No, you don't remember The Lost Boys?
I don't
Like
know
the
nothing about
vampires,
Lost
right?
Boys.
Yeah. It's
about-
two kids moving in with their mom just divorced somebody, and they're moving into this town, and the town has teenage vampires.
Oh, I've never seen this.
What?
I
I've
need to
never seen
watch
this
it.
either.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Whenever I think about 80s movies,
When
I
I
think
hear-
Red Dawn.
When I hear Lost Boys, I think of those kids from the Peter Pan. What are those kids called?
Oh, yeah.
That was
The
hanging
Lost
around.
Boys.
You probably
Oh, yeah, same
seen
thing.
scenes from it. There's a scene in it where
No,
the
I-
vampires take them to a cave, and
The only time I've seen something where a kid moves into a town,
one of the
vampire-
main characters follows this girl that he likes, but the girl's hanging out with these vampires, and they take her to this cave. They take them all to this cave, and they have Chinese food. And they look at the Chinese food, and it's actually maggots.
Wait, it's Kiefer
And then they're
Sutherland
laughing.
in this movie? Kiefer Sutherland? Holy crap, he was in this?
Yeah.
He's probably the vampire.
Oh my god. Oh gosh.
The only movie I remember seeing, or show even, or movie more accurately, that there's a vampire, like the kid moves into the
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He was the what you would.
Kiefer
I don't want to.
Sutherland.
I don't want to spoil anything, but he's a big vampire
So
character.
I just want
I
to tell you
knew it.
this: what the picture I see here in front of me is Kiefer Sutherland with a smirk on his face and bleached blonde, spiky hair,
Yep,
and
I
that
figured.
scares me because that's the man that was.
Does he
pulling
look
for.
like the vampires from the Little Vampire movie?
I have no idea what you're saying because I've
The
never seen a
little
movie.
vampire movie.
Never seen
You
a movie
remember?
called Little
Yeah, I
Vampire.
do.
The spiky hair.
No, they were. I don't know. I feel like
that was a really good movie.
It was cute.
I liked it. It was like, everyone tried to do the whistle, the
yeah,
calling
I don't remember
vampires.
everything.
On Halloween, everyone standing there go. Didn't work. Nothing came out. You're like, okay,
Whatever.
keep moving, keep moving. You want to be the awkward
Was that
person.
on Disney Channel?
It was at one point. It was in the movie theaters and everything. It was actually a big movie.
Well, I hope this is
Are you
successful,
sure?
just
I
like
don't even know what
Stranger
that is. I'm
Things,
sure.
The Lost Boys.
I only remember watching
I was 10
the
years
Disney
old.
Channel.
I was 10 years old and it was great. Everything is bigger when you're 10.
And your penis?
Moving on.
Right?
Holy shit! Look at Kiefer's face.
What? Let me see his face.
I told you he's a vampire.
That's that looks like
That's creepy. Kiefer's face is
he's got
kinda
some
creepy.
Botox in that bitch.
Okay, relax.
A temporary pop-up Star Wars-inspired cantina is making its way to Hollywood this winter. The Scum and Villainy Cantina will provide fans of Lucasfilm's beloved universe with the opportunity to experience what it's like in a Star Wars cantina, which would be pretty cool. Each reservation will grant you 2 hours inside the venue, along with 2 drinks, a souvenir pint glass, and several other goodies. In addition to seated reservations in the evening, the cantina will be open for walk-ins from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Okay, so it's open for walk-ins for like 3 hours. That's not bad. You can check out the reservation schedule now at the official Scum and Villainy Cantina website
I checked.
and secure yourself a
Okay, you
spot
checked. And
starting next week.
It's coming soon still, so next week we gotta make a reservation, guys.
Do you think they're
I'm
going to have
down.
like animatronic aliens and stuff like hanging around?
I'm sure
I don't
they'll
know.
Okay,
I hope
they'll-
so.
let's-
I bet it'll
That'd be so
be like
cool.
the Star Trek experience, and it's gonna be dressed up people just walking around talking.
Could be. I
Well, I
think
mean,
that-
isn't the cantina mostly like weird alien things? So I
yeah,
mean,
it's all
it's
the
gonna be-
aliens gathered at the cantina.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be kind of weird.
I hope
having-
they have an arm of some bloody arm on the ground.
I know. I'm really excited for this. I want to do it.
Yeah, I say we go.
I say we go do it. Anyway, there is
I
another
am.
cantina happening in a couple days. This Saturday, there's a cantina down in South County in San Clemente, California.
Did you see the poster for that?
Yeah, it looks
This is not-
crappy.
This is not a cantina.
But they say they're going to make it into a cantina. But it's at Pizza Port down in San Clemente. It's on
Pizza
the
Port.
Yeah, they named it Pizza Port. It's a beer company.
Are you sure it's not Disneyland?
No, I'm pretty sure it's not Disneyland.
That would be up here.
That's exactly what I thought when I first heard Pizza Port, but it's not Pizza Port at Disneyland. It's Pizza Port down south in San Clemente, and it's a beer brewery, and they're going to be doing a cantina until 11 p.m. So if anybody
And
wants
it's
to
gonna
go,
be like really ratchety. I know it. Just looking at the poster.
I think somebody doesn't know how to do Photoshop made it. I'm 90% sure. It just looks like someone cut it out. And
I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun.
did you see
But
Darth
Chick-fil-A
Vader?
next to my house has Star Wars. What is it
Nice.
called? May the 4th events, and I think it's gonna be just like that. Like put Star Wars wallpaper up, people dress up, good time.
At a Chick-fil-A.
At a Chick-fil-A.
But this
guy is-
if this poster, by the way, there's a picture of Darth Vader with his arm up, like, going no. But instead they put like a beer in it, and it's like pouring into his mouth.
That's funny.
He's stone colding it. Stone cold.
That's
style.
pretty funny.
I don't think he'd get anything in his mask, but that's funny.
It's just dribbling down
Just
his
dribbling
face.
down his face on his electronics.
Yeah,
that will
just
kill him.
short circuiting.
Anyway,
So apparently Jonah Hill snorted so much cocaine during the filming of Wolf of Wall Street that he had to be hospitalized. First of all, I didn't even know he was allowed to snort cocaine on the movie.
Wait a
This
minute, I
news
don't-
to me.
And why is this coming out now?
maybe because somebody searched the medical records and they found out like he was like his stomach was or his nose was
I
clear.
mean, he looked like he was on cocaine or something with those big teeth and.
Nah.
Well, that's part of the
Wait,
character.
first of all, is fake cocaine just flour? Can we just say it's flour?
I mean, I
Flavored
remember.
flour.
I remember reading a long time ago that Al Pacino, when he did Scarface, he snorted so much of the fake cocaine they had that he actually messed up his sense of smell, and he said he
boy.
couldn't smell properly for like a good 12 years.
So
It just fucked
he
the whole
wasn't
thing
really in Scent of a Woman. He was in the Vision of a Woman. He should have did that movie. If you don't get that joke, there was a movie called Scent of a Woman.
He couldn't see.
And he couldn't see.
He couldn't smell.
And I think,
All he could do was hear.
and all he could do is hear. And he drove a Ferrari without being able to see. It's a good movie. If you
Like-
want to watch it, it's a good movie.
Did
Scent
he
of a
use
Woman.
like echolocation or something to drive around?
I don't know. He drove a Ferrari with Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, he got pulled over though by a cop, and he was like, "I'm a war veteran." And the cop was like, "You cool?" And then
You just let
that's
him
it.
go. All I remember is Al Pacino had a walking stick and he was a dick.
Yeah,
And that's it.
and then he goes, like, "Set a woman." I just remember him saying that at one point in time. That's what the title was.
Speaking of movies, The Rock and Kevin Hart are filming a Jumanji sequel and not a reboot. I'm kind of. This is gonna be. I don't know. I don't know.
So is Robin Williams? Oh,
No, he's dead.
I'm sorry. I caught myself.
You are a heartless dick.
I forgot he died.
Yeah, how do you
Oh my
forget the
God.
guy?
I don't know.
You're the one that says every
That
time somebody's like suicidal a little bit, I hope they don't Robin Williams themselves. How could you forget that?
That's
That's your number one go-to phrase.
Speaking of Robin Williams, this morning I read that Eddie Murphy claimed that at one point Robin Williams and John Belushi offered Eddie Murphy cocaine at one point, and he's like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, have some cocaine. It makes the act easier."
That's actually pretty cool.
Right?
It's kind of cool that they had.
It's kind of sad, but at the same time, I guess.
But
It's
I'm
really
excited
good.
for this. But without Robin Williams, I really don't think this movie is going to do very well.
Because that's why they call it sequel. So it's like, we're not replacing him, guys. It's just a sequel.
Well, I'm glad it's a sequel and not a reboot because if they're learning from Ghostbusters.
Well, the
I
question is going to be, how the hell is this going to work? I mean, is The Rock going to
Somebody
come
else
out as a
finds-
jungle man, and then Kevin Hart and his
No.
family discovers the book?
I'm sure it will be Kevin Hart.
We'll
that
find out.
is Not in it.
We found out that
would
Robin
make-
Williams went on a test flight in space, first from the alien technology, and crashed bravely.
What? What?
They'll make up some
No,
kind of
it'll-
backstory.
I
Just
promise
like
you,
Will
it's-
Smith.
Here's what is going to happen. There's going to be Kevin Hart. He's going to move into a new community with a family, and then his kids are going to go up in the attic and like, I don't like this place. It'll be like the Jumanji house because it'll be a sequel. There'll be the same house. The book,
But
the game will be there.
But the
or
game
book or
wasn't in the
whatever.
attic. They threw that in the water, didn't they?
I don't know. Maybe it comes back somehow.
So-
And then all of a sudden they'll open up, and then The Rock will come out dressed like Tarzan, and then it'll just start all from there.
God, if The Rock is dressed as Tarzan, I'm sick and tired of
It's so
seeing
fun.
Rock's chest. Cover your shit up.
When he's popping his pecs and stuff.
I said, come on,
shit
man.
hilarious.
Every time I see your chest.
He's popping
Popping what?
popping pecs.
Okay.
So
you said popping.
Shut up. Comcast purchases DreamWorks for a $3.6 billion.
Let me correct you real quick. It's 3.8.
Is it? Oh, my eyes. It doesn't work.
$3.8 billion, which is a lot of money, but it's nowhere near what DreamWorks was once worth.
DreamWorks was worth a lot at one point, like $20 billion at least.
It's
20
pretty sad. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah, what was
especially
what
they
were
were-
the biggest projects they've done?
Shrek.
Shrek. But
was
besides
huge.
that,
That's all they needed. That's all they needed.
They had
Oh,
Shrek.
How to Train Your Dragon, I think, was
Yeah,
the
that-
last
Oh, yeah,
that's
big
the-
one.
Really big.
second one didn't do very well.
I don't think the second one did as well.
I
as the
liked it.
first.
The second one was on Netflix, right?
But they've been around
No.
forever. What else did they do?
They've done a whole bunch of
They did
stuff.
Saving Private Ryan.
No, they did. Did they do 2D animated films? I don't remember.
They did Saving Private Ryan. Remember that?
They did that
Really?
movie?
Yeah, that was why
Saving Private Ryan, like
the movie. DreamWorks was the one that did that movie. DreamWorks did Saving
the
Private Ryan.
special effects.
No, it was Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg is one of the people that like funded the company, and they did that movie. Yeah.
Oh, DreamWorks did Ants. I love that movie.
Yeah. Is it better than Bug's Life? Go.
that's
It's
right.
much better than Bug's Life.
Ooh.
They did
But
Prince
it
of
did not
Egypt.
do well though,
Prince of Egypt was nice.
from what I
That was
heard.
it was not a bad movie. Madagascar.
Right.
Yeah, Madagascar is
Kung
one of the
Fu
big.
Panda.
Only part of Madagascar that was good is the lemur. He was singing that. I like to move it.
The-
That's it.
Kung Fu Panda did well the first one.
But they had a lot of good.
And
The
the last
Road
one.
of El Dorado. That was a good one.
You're right. Saving Private Ryan's on here, and
Yes.
the Rings on
Chicken-
Didn't
here.
they do the
Chicken
Prince
Run.
of Egypt?
They did Chicken Run, Shark Tale.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they
God.
did do it.
By the way,
They did a lot.
World of the Worlds.
yeah, they did World.
That was a
Worlds.
failure.
You know why? Because
Kung
Steven
Fu
Spielberg
Panda.
did that one.
Sweeney Todd. They did Sweeney Todd.
By the way, I'm
American
gonna tell
Beauty.
Hmm?
American Beauty.
Oh, nice.
You know what I like? I like El Dorado. That movie's great. I
I
dislike.
loved El Dorado.
Oh,
I
here's-
dislike Shark Tale. Shark Tale can go
Oh,
kiss.
that
Here's a
one
good
was
movie they
not
did.
good.
You ready? Tropic Thunder.
Oh.
Oh,
They just threw some money behind that movie or something.
and they have a lot of new movies coming out too. Dude, they're doing a Captain Underpants movie.
Really?
that's so cool.
exciting.
It's gonna be dope. And there's a How to Train Your Dragon 3 coming, and a Shrek 5.
More
Do you
Shrek. I
guys-
thought they were done with that.
Did you know that the original voice for Shrek was Chris Farley, and they had recorded like 90% of the movie?
Yeah, but they didn't like die and stuff, and then so it kind of went down the tank.
But you can hear some of it. They have some of it on YouTube, and it's really weird to listen to Chris Farley do Shrek voice. It's really weird.
Yeah, he's one of those comedians that you're expecting him to really blow up, and then he passes
He
away.
was really hot. And
No,
people
he's gonna
really
get
liked
even
him.
like he was at the point where he was at like the peak of. He's from here. You're just gonna escalate even more.
You know
And then
who I
he's at
really
his-
miss in
Who?
comedians? I miss John Candy.
Yeah, me too.
He was one of my favorite
But
comedians in the 80s.
Speaking of terrible films and Food Fight, well, like animated films and Food Fight, the movie. Have you guys heard anything about this?
what the hell is
Nope.
that?
The action adventure film that was released in 2012 was supposed to come out a long time ago. Hold on.
Wait, this movie was released in 2012?
Yeah, it was released in 2012. It's really terrible. It has like the fish from the tuna cans and a lot of characters. Like Mr. Clean's one of the characters,
Oh, what?
and it had really big voices on it, like Charlie Sheen and Wayne Brady, Hilary Duff, Christopher Lloyd.
So what happened? The movie never got reached the theaters, or what?
No, they're supposed to have a 2003 theatrical release.
Oh, and it came out in 2012?
Yeah, it came out in 2012. But this is because they had like a big thing where the whole film was stolen one night.
What?
Wait a minute. So the movie was supposed to
Somebody
come out...
jacked the reel or what?
Yeah.
So the movie
Carrying
was
the
supposed
story.
to come out in 2003,
Did they find the reel?
and it finally came out in 2012?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So they
That's
had
9 years.
basically they like the film. Somebody
stole
they,
the actual film.
destroyed, and it was supposed to be like a 2D animation or 3D animation. I don't know, but they had all the voices still. So like we have all this stuff, we need to do something with it. So now we have this movie with terrible 3D animation. It looks like somebody did it that was 2 years old or something.
Thesis film.
Worse than that. It looks worse than that.
Dude,
Worse
we
than-
need to watch this movie.
freshman.
Please, let's watch this movie.
It's terrible.
Okay, no, some
And
freshman
but
films are good.
like the main characters have these voices, so it's really weird.
I think we should watch it. I mean, if it's that bad, I want to watch it. I'm sorry. I hope they do a what is that guy? Riff Tracks? I hope they do Riff Track that movie.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
What do you think that about DreamWorks being bought, Ellie, by Comcast, which is owned
It's
by?
pretty sad. It's just they've been doing so well for so long on their own, and then just for that to happen. I mean, it's good that they're not going away, like disappearing like other studios in the animation world.
Basically becoming part of Universal, which
Yeah,
is not
which is
bad.
fine. It's the good for them. But like I said, like other studios, like one that I really like was Rhythm and Hues. The one in the U.S. they closed down.
Isn't the one that did Life of Pi?
Exactly.
Yeah.
After like that.
That
You
probably
know.
had really good effects.
And but
Yeah, exactly. And they just didn't pay their animators, so it's
I
like
still
that's
understand
what
how they did so
happens.
poorly with Hunger Games, though. The first one, those dogs.
That was a rush job,
Those dogs were terrible.
so they say.
from what I know, I remember hearing Rhythm and Hughes saying that the work that they put into Life of Pi was beautiful. The amount of time they won an Oscar for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, nowhere, they find out they're like they're not making enough money for what they were doing, and it's sad they had to close because they're a British-based company, right?
I'm not exactly sure. I know they still have studios, I think, in Asia, and I want to say like.
And it's just sad to see them close. It's just sad to see a really good company like that close because they didn't want to get the studios don't want to pay or whatever it is.
That's the reality of it, though. How do you go and make a movie that big and then, not watch your budget that well?
Yeah.
That Tiger, you could not tell the difference in that Tiger.
They need to do more Hunger Games and less Life of Pies.
Oh, you with the Hunger Games. But good thing for
It was
DreamWorks,
terrible.
they didn't fall down that path, and they're just combining with a different studio.
Yeah, I think Comcast is kind of going after like a big. They're acquiring so much stuff. They acquired.
It's because they're clinging. They don't want to be. They want to stay relevant, and the only way they know they can do that is pull a Disney and just buy everything else.
Really, what it is that they're worried about their cable company.
Yeah, because you got AT&T buying out everything, and so they're freaking out. And so they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna buy DreamWorks."
Why not?
Why not? And tomorrow we'll probably go after McDonald's. Fuck it. You never know. These people are crazy. Anyway, moving on. American Horror Stories continues to release trailers about this season. The series continues to grow in popularity and has a maze this year.
At Universal Studios.
Yeah, based off of season 1, Murder House, and then the last 2, which were Freak Show and Hotel.
Is this alongside with the Walking Dead one, or is it separate kind of a maze?
Oh, it's a separate maze. They got their own thing this year.
Ooh, that's
yeah,
cool.
It's exciting. It's just been
awesome.
horrible. They haven't revealed season 6 yet. They've just been releasing all these teaser trailers.
Do you know anything about like why they're so secretive? Is this something they've done before?
No, it's the first time they do it. I think they're just trying to have that thrill in it. It's like, what is this about? Because if you watch their teaser trailers, it goes everywhere from like possibly introducing Slenderman to like aliens to like Rosemary's Baby, even like.
Could they really do that and do a movie on Slenderman?
I'm not sure.
That would be creepy.
Or not movie,
That'd
TV
be
show.
A creepy movie. A TV show would be even worse.
Slenderman is actually he's not creepy when you look at him, but he's pretty creepy.
Just
in the
Well,
game.
the
environment.
The idea and him in photos. That's what it started from. Is creepypasta photos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Salad Fingers, right? The guy's name's
Salad Fingers was creepy. I loved it.
That was really bad. I got
Rusty spoons.
I honestly was like really freaked out by that Salad Fingers stuff.
Dude, I was inspired
Well,
To do what?
To do what? Yeah.
to just like to live life as a weirdo and just
I was
like
just trying to make salad.
Yeah, it was during like I think I started watching those during like middle school or high school, and I don't know. They
Inspired your
shaped,
artwork?
Yeah, they shaped the way I drew that during that time.
kind of like
and flash animation.
What's that? Zim? Invader Zim? It
Yeah,
kind of felt like Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fucking loved Invader Zim, and it was so sad when they canceled it
Well,
because it was too intense.
was
for
it on
kids.
Cartoon Network?
Yeah, no, it was on Nickelodeon. It was way too intense for kids.
I also heard it was the creator's decision to drop it. Well, he like left because Cartoon Network was taking control over his creative like vision of it.
No, that was Nickelodeon.
Are you sure it was Nickelodeon?
Yep.
I felt like it was Cartoon
No,
Network.
it was Nickelodeon.
Or sorry, it wasn't Cartoon Network. It was Nickelodeon. You're correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was
That was
Cartoon
yes. That was my favorite.
That was the one that was
I
not as
love that
similar,
show.
but it had that element.
That was kind of that one. I thought people that watched that show were doing drugs. I swear.
I love that show so much.
I liked it too. But
That
I was so
episode
confused.
where's the lady in the tub in the swamp, and like she comes out of the tub, dude, that shit scared me so bad. Like every puddle I looked at, I was like, dude, did
Do you
she
remember
hit
that
him
cat?
Cats.
Cat's Hotel.
Yes,
Do you
I
remember-
love all those things.
Return the slab.
That one.
Ramesses.
You remember Uncle Freddy?
Yeah, it's one of the first episodes.
Courage.
Return the slab or suffer
And then
my
that's the
wrath.
creepy song when the Freaky Fred episode.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun.
Do you remember the toes?
The toes.
Yeah, see?
Oh my god. Listen, see.
See, you guys. See, the show it has to be good, that good, because you were remembering it from memory without even actually.
It was an
seeing
amazing
recently.
show.
You know what else was
I'm just
really
saying it's
amazing?
good.
Ed, and Eddie. That was
That was
such a
alright.
that was such a good show. It was like because I'm from the East Coast, and I could look outside and relate because it was all suburbs. That's how it was. It was the same way, and it felt that way. Out here in California, no one's outside. People don't go outside anymore unless it's Pokemon Go. Then they're outside.
Are you kidding me? People are out here all the time. It's that you don't go.
No,
outside.
people in your neighborhood are just lost. That's the difference.
All right, I don't know how we got from
American
Horror Stories
We're just
to
talking about TV
Curse the
shows.
Cowardly Dog.
It's all
we stand
and
They're all just creepy.
We're
but
talking about how creepy it is. And they got Slender Man. So with this season 6, have they released anything about it other than the trailers?
No, all these teaser trailers, and they're all completely different. Like I said, everything that looks like it could be Roswell inspired to Slender Man,
Aliens.
to Aliens, to like the more recent ones I've noticed have more like of the classic horror films, like the monster.
They had one on Freaks, right?
The Asylum really freaked me
Yeah,
out.
the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like two seasons ago. Season 4. I think 5.
Is there like
4.
so before we started this, you said there's some kind of contest now or something?
Yeah, there's a contest. Guess what the theme is? And you win a car.
A car?
Yeah, it's a car, and I think access to backstage of their filming.
You think the filming is done by now, though?
Well, I'm sure they're done. Maybe it's just like the props and stuff and like their setup.
What is the so you just have to guess the theme, so I could say like space aliens?
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, they have all the trailers that had been released, and you choose one that you think the first episode will be about, which is weird.
It's going to be about pirates.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know.
It's going to be about pirates on a banana boat.
Okay.
But I don't know.
You'll
It's
see.
Halloween time. It's exciting.
It will be cool. I'm excited.
That's
Yeah.
also when The Walking Dead's going to drop.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
excited for that.
That's, oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
for
those
that.
are slowly like the trailers for that or new season slowly coming
they're
out.
dropping. It's like bits
seal.
and pieces. Oh my god, I don't know who because it's not following the comics anymore as much. So
Who do you guys think dies?
If they follow the comics, it would be Glenn, but I don't know.
I think it's either Glenn or what I think it's the what's the black girl's name?
Michonne?
Michonne, yeah.
No
I
way
think
it's
probably her.
Michonne. She's
There's
way
been
too popular.
speculation that it might be Eugene too.
It would be a waste to kill you. It
Is
wouldn't
the
be
kid,
as
wait, I haven't been following. Is that kid still alive?
yeah.
Carl.
That
That
kid.
kid's got a horrible life.
Coral.
Coral.
Kid's already lost an eye. Had to
Maybe-
kill his
maybe-
mom.
Maybe he'll die
Yeah.
from diphtheria.
No, he's not gonna die because.
I thought he was the one dying at first.
But they
apparently not.
already exposed it as not him because right before whoever he kills, he says, keep an eye on the cowboy. If he moves, tell him we're gonna kill the kid. So we know the kid's not gonna be
I'm going
killed.
to take his other eye. They say,
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
So
you
unless-
never know. What if they were just
So unless they're saying-
bashing him and
But
No, they're not. They're not gonna
they,
tell him.
they didn't make it sound like they were necessarily going to kill him and just beat him.
oh
Maybe
yeah,
they'll
that's
kill
true.
a new
Yeah.
character from this season that's coming out. We'll see. Anyway, moving on.
Uploading the topic of the week. Sausage Party.
All right. Well,
All right, let's talk about sausage party.
Sausages and parties.
first of all,
Sausage.
your food has feelings, apparently. So, for those of you who have not seen the movie Sausage Party, I personally highly recommend you see it. It's definitely not a family movie. It's not a kids movie.
If you want to
It's
go take your kids to go see Finding Dory, don't see this with your kids because
This-
that's not the same thing.
You're
want
gonna have a long parenting
First of
discussion.
all, you're
with
gonna
your
have a
children.
long you'll have very long parenting discussion, and your parents will ask the kids will ask you all kinds of weird questions you don't want to hear. But
Watching
there's
this,
things-
did you not get the impression that it was being controversial just for the sake
Yep.
of being controversial?
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree with you, Will.
and they did it. They do it on purpose because that's what they do. And the whole movie is supposed to be controversial. They had things about religion. They had things
Oh,
about
yeah.
race. They had,
I did laugh at the fact that they were making an atheism statement.
yeah, that
It's
was
like,
funny.
You can't just tell them they're stupid for their idea. They won't accept it. They're stupid for believing in what they believe.
See, the whole thing about them trying to get controversial with it, but at the same time doing potty humor, it bothers me so much
Why?
because you're trying to make a statement politically at the same time. I'll go into it later. I don't want to. I'll go into it later in the spoiler section when we go with spoils. Okay.
I mean, maybe they were just
No, we'll go into spoils. I don't want to talk about it now. I'll talk about it in the spoils section
All right then.
because I'll spoil this movie for people that want to watch it.
So, for those of you who haven't watched it, the story follows a follows food.
If you haven't watched the trailer, right? Not the movie, but yeah, the trailer.
Yeah, for the people who don't know what this is, it's a R-rated animation comedy made by Seth Rogen and James Franco. So that should already give you indicators of where this movie is going to go. It has everything from, sex to drugs to language. Everything is in this movie.
Weird, kinky food sex.
There's a whole bunch of stuff in this. So definitely don't take your kids to it, but you should watch. I think it's a fun movie to watch if you just want to see something entertaining, something that's kind of like, just like a lot of what the fuck moments. This is perfect for that. I mean, I was laughing most of the time. Some people don't find it funny. I thought it was hilarious because it's just so out there. So, for me, I really enjoyed it. I think if you want to see it like a fun movie, I recommend you watch this movie.
If you want to go into experience where it's just over the top to be over the top, this movie's for you.
Yeah. If you're looking for something that's like, going to win the next Oscar, then, this is probably not the movie you want to watch.
So when I see this movie, you see a movie that's like crass for being crass. I really feel like this is a bunch of guys getting together and being like, hey, you know what? Let's put dick and ass into every joke. And that's what I felt like.
And they actually, as Seth Rogen admits, he's like, we just try to make it like as
raunchy as possible.
Yeah, and
that's fine. But my whole thing is if you're going to make a political statement in your movie, no one's going to take you seriously if you put dick and ass in it.
I mean, I don't think they were trying to make a political statement. I think what they were trying to do... I'll
explain it when we go into the
they're most likely... Because see, these guys, you have to remember, the people that were in this movie, they're known for just trolling around. They do that in most of their films. They point out stupid shit here and there.
That's true.
They're not really trying to run for president or something. That's just not the case.
At the same time, you're looking at... There is a political agenda behind some of the commentary behind this, but I'll go into it again when we go into spoilers.
Okay.
Because I want to ruin people's day.
Okay.
God,
so, Ellie, what did you think about this movie?
It's like so intense here. It's like, we'll talk about it later. I don't know.
I just don't want to ruin anybody's movie-going experience. Because this movie, if you explain what this movie... You can explain what this movie's about. Because it's in the trailer.
I agree with you.
So the food... They're happy that humans buy them. That's what they want to do. They want to get bought. They want to get...
It's the mystery. What happens when
But the food doesn't know what happens... once they're bought.
Now, looking at the trailer, obviously we know that food gets killed, food gets chopped up. Knowing that from
they're obviously realizing that it's not that good in the trailer.
Yeah, so they obviously realize that getting eaten is not fun because you die. So that's the basis of the movie. From what I remember from when I saw this movie, I think it did have its funny moments. I did laugh.
Had some funny moments.
A lot. I mean, it was a lot of laughing happening with me.
There was a lot of random shock too. There's a lot of things that were just like, what the hell? Like, just utter shock.
It was good. I think the whole movie had its, it had its point of view and it kind of followed it and went towards it. And you felt like, you didn't feel like you related with the things, with the food. But you really thought the movie... Yeah, I know. But you didn't relate with the story from the food side of the whole thing. But you enjoyed... the story for being funny. It wasn't like, you're right, it's not an Oscar movie, but it had
it's not
fun.
I mean, it's not something, it's like a fun comedy. What they said was they wanted to make something where it was an animation that was on the quality of like Pixar, but it was for adults, adult humor.
Honestly,
why
it's not the quality of Pixar, it is the childlike quality of Pixar.
Why did all the food come alive, but then things like a douche came alive, but then like things like a knife didn't come alive?
Right. See, that's another, that's a little weird.
It was a little
misstep.
inconsistent.
So the toilet paper's alive, right? That thing is made out of tree, but the tube inside the toilet paper is not alive. Why is that?
I tell you right now, it's probably because they don't care.
I understand.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care more enough. You guys are looking way too into it. Like, why is this element? Like, they don't.
I know. It's all about just comedy. I get it.
Let's go back to the comment you said, like Pixar quality animation. This is
That's
not
what
Pixar
they
quality
wanted
animation.
something of that style. They didn't want like a 2D. They wanted this 3D looking.
Ellie.
Oh yeah, it reminded me a lot of Toy Story. It's kind of sad,
Oh,
like
the
toys
first
coming
one.
to life and stuff, and the humans not knowing and all this. Yeah.
What you said first going into the movie that you realized that the animation was low budget. What made it feel that way to you?
I don't know.
About the way it appeared.
I guess it was just really it. I don't know. I guess I just watched enough animated films, and know a bit about animation. So I could see that it's not the Pixar quality. It's not. It really isn't. And if you look into their textures and all that, it's really basic stuff. I mean, they did a wonderful job, like, doing it well, but It's really basic. It's not Pixar quality.
Do you
at
think
all.
they paid for Maya, or did they?
They probably
steal
got
it?
the stolen version. I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh. Sweet. Yeah, it's just a joke.
I mean, it was a low budget film, so for what they had, I guess.
And apparently it took them 10 years to get it made because nobody would make it. You know, they were struggling to find
I'll give
anyone
this.
to
It
make
looks
this movie.
100 times better than Food Fight.
Oh, well, I have to see that. I do think the graphics were not terrible. It's just not anything. I don't think it's up to snuff with Pixar, but at the same time, I think they were just trying to get the comedy across more than they were the animation. But
what if they made a sequel about fast food?
So
How would you feel? Would you watch it?
probably not.
I'd probably watch it.
I would find that the humor only goes so far with food. After a while, you kind of get.
I don't think they could make this again and have it be a success.
Yeah, I know. I think they would have to remake something else. I can see them doing it with other inanimate objects. Maybe like, I don't know, buildings or something. That'd be weird.
You remember that one movie where the appliances came to life? I forgot what
movie
was
that.
It was like a little toaster.
Oh, My Little Toaster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a good film.
That was good because that was emotionally very,
That
very
was
strong.
well written film.
Uh,
I think John Lasseter did that first one, right? John Lasseter worked on it.
The Brave Little Toaster.
The appliances in the
Brave Little
junkyard.
Toaster.
Yeah, he might have.
Unless it was.
That would be a nice movie for them to remake.
Well, I know the sequels are
Blues.
terrible.
The sequels are bad. I think the very first Brave Little Toaster was really good and very emotionally charged. I actually felt very, very emotionally attached to their adventure.
Did you cry?
Crying did not happen.
Yeah,
The only movie I cried at was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
What?
And the reason why I cried in that movie is because the ant got killed and the ant gave its life to save the humans, which was really sad to me.
What the hell?
So, do you not remember
This guy
that
cried
scene?
over an ant?
So they get shrunk in that movie.
I remember. But
And
it's
you remember
just like,
there was
come
an
on.
ant they found, and they found this ant, and the scorpion comes by, and the scorpion and the ant are fighting. He's trying to save the kids, and all of a sudden, nowhere, he gets stung and he dies. I was like, oh man, poor ant. I felt real bad. I didn't cry like a baby, but I cried. I had a little tear in it, and that sucked it up. Went back into my eyeball.
Well, do you guys feel like Sausage Party kind of almost like did a breakthrough? I mean, it's the first 3D animated film you see for adults.
Yeah, it did what Deadpool did, basically.
Like what, Deadpool? Yeah, well, yeah, but this is animated. This is something that was originally targeted for children.
I agree with you, Ellie, because it is a new realm for adults that are not in the Japanese realm. So an animated movie in America that's overly raunchy, and the reason why they made it for adults. It's not made for kids. But if you go to like Japan, yeah, animes are always kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But in the Western world, you don't see this.
Yeah, I mean, the
It's
closest
very-
is like South Park, but even that, it's
Well,
has its thing,
well,
but it's not even that.
No, I mean, nowadays is more. I mean, you had The Simpsons, you had Family Guy, you know.
But you're talking about, no, this is like
Like-
different because this was specifically made for people to go watch in a theater.
This was
You
straight
have to know that you want to watch this movie.
I was a little shocked. I didn't expect it to go this far.
It went
from when I
pretty,
saw the
it went pretty
trailers.
far.
Yeah, I remember even on the theaters, like on the window where
this
you
is-
purchased your ticket, they had signs saying, "This is not a child's film. Do not take your child that's under 17 into this film."
And the
blah, blah,
basic
blah.
comedy of this movie is like based off like I think Annoying Orange that you'd see on YouTube, kind of comedy where you see food and it's alive and it's yelling and screaming because it's getting cut apart and people enjoy it and laugh at it, and it's all over Facebook because of this. But the actual film, half the people they're sharing on Facebook would not be appropriate for, or they would not like the actual movie at all.
Mm-mm.
That's true.
I'm amazed that this movie didn't have like maybe I haven't heard anything, but I'm amazed this movie hasn't had a huge backlash by women.
Has it?
By women?
I like those
Why would
social
women
justice
have-
Were
warriors.
you offended, Ellie?
I honestly didn't, because I know it's not my favorite type of comedy, but I know it's that kind of comedy, so I honestly didn't mind it. I was just, okay.
I'm just wondering if because I know there are some like rape scenes that happen. Someone said that they not rape, but it's against the will of some. Yeah, but
There wasn't any like. It wasn't even female oriented for that. You can't.
I know.
It wasn't even gender specific.
I know. I'm just saying. I know that made people take things over the top, and I don't understand why this hasn't been. But I guess it's because not many people
Because it's
care in that
food.
realm. Yeah, it's food, so people don't really care.
It's not rape culture. It's just terrible comedy.
Yeah,
So calm down.
But anyway, so
I
what do
give
you
this.
think?
I give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Sausage links,
Sausage. No, I gave this 8 buns out of 10.
8 buns. All right. So, Will, what do you do? What would you give it?
5 out of 10.
Damn.
That was brutal.
Jesus.
I don't. There's some parts I was just sighing.
So he's
But
worse than
there were some parts I enjoyed.
he's worse than the
It's-
douche.
You know why? It's because certain people are into potty humor, certain people are not. Some people are good at giving potty humor, some people are not.
Yeah, that's true.
And potty humor and marijuana culture and all that Seth Rogen's in, he needs to dig himself out of that whole joke realm, because at the end of the day he's going to be over, he's slowly losing his days of Superbad when he picks up at
he's
Superbad.
overplayed.
Well, 5 out of 10 isn't terrible. I mean, it's
That's
not
like a-
low. That's like average.
If I got that in a test and I was
That'd be
with my parents, you got a
you get smacked.
stabby in your necky.
What?
With
I-
a
Stab by your
pencil.
parent? Okay.
I enjoyed it. I didn't regret watching it, but it was not great.
So what do you think, Ellie?
I'll give it one higher than that, 6. Just because, I guess, I don't know.
It's because you're an animator.
I guess, yeah. Because
the
I
only
can
reason.
see, the
All I can think about was how they didn't pay their animators.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a
there's
question.
Controversy.
If
on
it
that.
wasn't for the animation, what would you give it if you weren't including the animation? In your
Well,
book?
it's not even the animation. It's like I'm putting in that it's that kind of comedy. It's that like
Oh, okay.
dirty humor, and it's animation. Well, not even forget the animation part of it. It's just that dirty humor, and it's not my favorite kind of humor, but they did it, and there it is, and it's a breakthrough, and it's entertaining at a certain point. So I give it a 6. I mean, I'm not gonna go crazy and want to watch it again in the theater, but wouldn't mind watching it again just to analyze it more.
6 out of 10 juice douches.
Juice douches? Oh my god.
Holy crap!
So let's talk about that later. If I was going to give it a rating, I would give it a 7. And here's the 7 is because I laughed. I don't laugh very often.
No, you
This
don't.
may-
No, he doesn't.
Oh yeah, you stare everything with like a stone cold face.
I
Not
just
that
watch
He
movies
typically does.
because here's the thing.
I
don't
put
laugh.
comedies, and he just stares at it.
Here's the thing. I don't laugh if people are trying to. If someone is.
I'm surprised because you hate potty humor. You love potty humor in person, but you hate it in movies.
Yeah, so that's. I only laughed at it because there were certain things that made me laugh, but.
That speaks a lot for this movie. Then.
So I gave it a 7. The reason I gave it a 7 is because it did have that ability to make me laugh, and it's not. I laugh faster and stronger at things that are like child humor or like dad humor. I don't know if you know anything about dad humor, but dad humor is pretty lame. I laugh at that much harder than I do at like these kinds of jokes.
It's because you're an old soul.
It's not the old soul system. It's that it's easy to say shit's coming out of that ass and have a picture of a poop coming out of a person's butt and the people laughing because it's really weird. But it's harder to make a joke that has meaning and like is a little strong. Like my parents do weird jokes that I don't understand in their native language. But when they translate English, they make no damn sense. But
That's true.
It means a lot in the native language.
It does.
But
It's a
anyway,
lot of fun.
moving on. 7. I'm gonna say 7 arrows made out of toothpicks out of 10.
Okay. So to wrap it up, for those of you who are interested, check it out. It's in theaters right now.
I just want to say that makes the average Nerd Confessions ranking 7. So official Nerd Confessions ranking of Sausage Party is 7.
Whoa! I hit the median. Woo, woo.
Wouldn't it be 6.5 actually?
Do you do math in your head?
I put this in a calculator.
Oh, you calculated it? Damn. Just trying to mess with him.
Can't read and can't do math.
Leave me alone. Stop being a douche.
Attention listeners, stick around after our viewer mail and our question of the week towards the end of the podcast to hear the spoilers for Sausage Party.
Now uploading topic number 2 of the week. World of Warcraft. Legion.
So, World of Warcraft, the new expansion coming out is titled Legion. A lot of people are kind of like up and down about it. The last expansion they launched, which was the Warlords of Draenor, didn't do as well as they were hoping. I mean, not compared to the Mists of Pandaria, which was probably the best one they had since like the Lich King, the whole Arthas and all that. But this expansion, they're hoping that it'll bring some people back. They're kind of piggybacking a bit on the movie that came out, the Warcraft movie, and this one, apparently the story's supposed to either change drastically, or we're gonna get a whole different feel. So there's a lot of anticipation for this as far as the people who do play the game. I'm definitely waiting to see what happens. I've already played. So what they've done already is they had for those people who had already purchased the game, like if you
the Legion pre-ordered
if you
it?
pre-purchased it, they dropped the patch that allowed you to already make the new character, which is Demon Hunters. And they're actually pretty cool. They're really mobile. They can fly up and down. They do a lot of cool moves. They've kind of revamped the game a bit. They've added new animations, so the actual fights look a lot cleaner. Like they're kind of using
for the Demon Hunter.
No, for every class. They're using similar things like Diablo 3 has. Some of the movements and the abilities look really clean. I mean, I play it on Ultra, so it looks really nice.
So is it more clicky now?
What do you mean?
Like, do you have to click each time you attack, or?
Well, I mean, it's always kind of been like that. I mean, there are a lot. I
thought you had to click and you just kept attacking and click on other stuff.
No. I mean, there's auto attack, but you don't rely on that. You have to rely on your abilities and stuff. It used to, because Warcraft was notorious for having a ton of abilities. You had like 30 buttons, whereas Diablo had like 4. So one of the biggest complaints they had was that there's too much going on. I can't focus. Some of this, because they had a lot of situational buttons, but for those people who are really intense, they play with everything. And there was a noticeable gap. So they've removed a lot of buttons. They've combined a lot of things. And that plus the new animations, plus the new characters, and the story going in, they're hoping that it's going to hopefully rejuvenate, interest in World of Warcraft. I know lately they haven't been putting as much emphasis into it because when I think it was at Ubisoft, when they bought them, they didn't want to put so much work into that.
You mean Activision?
Or Activision, sorry. Yeah. They were already getting a ton of people from Hearthstone. They were making a lot of their budget from there, because originally Blizzard was making most of its money from World of Warcraft. But then what happened was, it started to decline, and so when Activision bought it, they're like, well, we don't want our sole income to be World of Warcraft. So now that's why you have Overwatch, you have all these other games that are really doing well in the Blizzard environment. They had Heroes of the Storm, all these other games, and a lot of people are saying, well, because of that, now World of Warcraft is actually tanking even worse, to the point where they're not even releasing how many subscribers.
Well, how long can you support one game?
Well, it depends.
The game's been alive for 10 years?
Yeah,
I've heard stories about it dying for 8 years, and it's still alive.
And never died. And the reason is because there's so much lore. There's books upon books.
Oh, I know.
All this stuff.
Warcraft has always had a bunch of lore since the beginning.
Yeah. And it's a very generic story. I mean, it's not something. I mean, they're always adding to it. So
even the Blizzard creators got lost their lore. I've heard them tell stories on their stages at BlizzCon. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do this," and someone's like, "You've never said this before. This is coming out of left field." Oh yeah, we're just adding it now, and yeah.
Well, I mean, they set themselves up to be able to carry a game this long. This was one of the first open world games of all time. So people who were playing it, you could do anything, anywhere, most of the time, whatever you wanted to do. There was usually no load screens. You could, literally fly from one end to another end. It would take you a bit of time, but it was so open world.
Makes me think of Sohail's terrible story.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I mean, people, lived on this game. I've heard reports of people dying because the guy never went to sleep. He just died on the keyboard because he played it so long.
I remember when the game first came out, they had some kids in China that died from overplaying.
This is why I've always avoided it, because I know myself.
Well, the game does suck you in. I did play for a while, and the thing I enjoyed about World of Warcraft, it was that the world was so expansive. It was so big, and there's so much going on. But the thing I also noticed, it's very addictive. You'll get stuck in it for a good 3 days, 4 days. You won't do anything but do that and whatever else you have to do that's essential, like take a poop or drink or eat, you'll do that, and you'll play this game. But the game is good, and you're right. They added a new class like a demon hunter, which a lot of people are excited about.
There's a lot of excitement over it. It's fun to play. I played it. It's interesting.
The most popular demon hunter is Illidan Stormrain.
Yeah, Illidan he was the one that was talked about the most. He's the one who fought Arthas. I don't know how this guy's alive, because in Warcraft 3 he died. I mean, Arthas killed him, or at least really injured him, so we assumed he died, but apparently he's back.
The Fel brought him back.
Probably.
Apparently, from what I'm not sure if this is correct, but there's two classes of demon hunter, right? There's like the Vengeance and Havoc version, which one is the Vengeance version of a demon hunter is like a tank, and the Havoc one is like a dual wielding damage over time kind of person.
There's multiple classes. Yeah, I forgot which classes are available, but there's different classes of the demon hunter you can pick. The style to play. But
one's a rogue, one's a tank. That's just about it. One's a rogue.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, but go ahead. I was jumping in.
With the new, if you for those people who pre-purchased the game, they also got a level 100 character boost. This is something they started doing as of the last two expansions.
But you have to pre-order. Why? I mean,
so you can also, for example, so they're treating it like this. To level from 1 to 100, it's like pretty much a full game you have to buy. So a lot of people, they want to just start off with level 100. Let's say someone hasn't been playing in a long time. They want to play a new character, or they want to make another character for whatever reason. And so, the incentive is, hey, if you pre-purchase the game, we'll give you a free level 100 boost. Because if you buy it normally, it's $60.
But if you have a new account, you can get a 100 boost.
Yeah, if you pre-purchase the game. So you would immediately be level 100 with decent gear, ready to do the invasion.
So if I heard about it performing well and I wanted to jump in, I wouldn't get it.
I mean, yeah, because it's only for pre-purchase. Now, if you wanted to buy the Legion and then after it's already launched and you wanted the level 100 boost, you would have to buy it through the traditional way, which is you pay $60 and you basically get the boost. I mean, I've been known to boost it once or twice because I hate leveling.
So you paid $60 to get to level 100?
Because I just wanted to play the class in PvP and arenas and stuff, because I hate the grind of leveling, especially the first 60 levels where your movement is so slow. You die really fast. You're doing a lot of repetitive things. I just hate that.
That's interesting that they made you pay to level. Could you imagine if they did that in a game like Destiny?
Yeah, that would kill people. People were so pissed.
Well,
they were doing that technically.
If you pre-purchased, they were doing a boost.
Yeah,
and this only comes around, in the last two expansions. They've had so many expansions.
No, because I remember when I played, it took me a day and a half to go level 20. Beginning, what? It was in the beginning of World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. I played one time when it first came out.
When the game had just come out.
Yeah,
maybe maybe 2-3 months after I bought it and I played it. And I swear to you, it took me a day and a half, and I played that game for 7 hours a day.
A lot of people complained back then because it was so hard to level up, and it's like, dude, what the hell is the point of this?
I was level 20, and everyone else was like, you need to get a mount, it'll be really fun. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I can't even walk. I have to run. This is making me crazy. I had to run all the way to see Ryan. It took me...
I'm gonna tell you right now,
5.5 hours to get to Ryan.
When you have
5.5.
When you have the flying mount and it's at the fastest setting, it is one of the coolest things ever, because you can fly around. You have absolute freedom, and if you're playing on Ultra like I do, it's like you can explore the world. You can do whatever you want.
Is the draw distance really good?
It's pretty decent, yeah.
Well, the graphics are pretty
you're flying, you're all the way up in the sky, and you can see all the details below you. It doesn't cut things out as you get close.
Not as much. Not in Ultra.
I'd imagine because it's an old game, they would give you the ability to make the draw distance really far, which would be cool.
The draw distance is really good when the game.
I hope so.
It's ancient. I mean, the game's polygons are comparative to when it began. If you look up some drawings between the original World of Warcraft,
slowly evolved a little bit.
It's evolved a little bit.
I mean, it's pretty detailed right now. I mean, I was looking at pictures of, if you play it on low compared to Ultra, there's a lot of details I didn't even know, because I used to play it on a shittier computer, and I had to play on low, and it was like a whole different game now, because there's so much stuff. I'm like, damn, this world is so pretty compared to what I used to play. So I don't know, it's interesting. Definitely a game to play right now. The storyline is basically the Legion is back and they're wreaking havoc on everywhere, and so the Alliance and the Horde are kind of teaming up together to stop the Legion, because they're everyone's enemy. And so the people 2 or 3 weeks before the actual launch of the Legion game, they actually allowed players, and you don't necessarily have to be a pre-purchase player to do this part, but you're allowed to do the invasion. So the scene that we saw in the trailer where, the king is on the boat, on the airship, and then, they're fighting with the demon stuff, that's the invasion. So you actually get to play that. You're with the king and all that, and so you do the actual
You're invading invasion. Where they're coming in.
Yeah, you're invading the portal. Well, they're invading. We're trying to stop them. So we come in. You see, right now, if you're actually going the game right now, really close to Stormwind, and a lot of places like Ironforge and all of these major cities on the outside, there's big ass green warp and these looks like spaceships, almost like airships in the air that look like some kind of Star Trek ships, and then you just see these green fireballs just crashing and destroying everything, and then there's enemies everywhere. It's just literally an invasion. And so you do the storyline, you go on the boats and you go in, and it looks like Normandy, back from World War II, and you play that storyline, and it was crazy because you're playing there with 40, 50 other people. I was playing with friends, and we were just I remember my cousin screaming in shock. He's like, "Oh my god, this and that!" Without spoiling anything, you guys should try it out. I'm not gonna say it, but it was definitely had some factors that leads us to believe why we're getting these artifact weapons that are new also in the game.
Well, so they're just trying to expand stuff and get it bigger and better.
There's a possibility that this could be the beginning of World of Warcraft 2.
Oh, okay. So
because from what at least this is what I'm perceiving it as, because the way the storyline changes, there's a lot of character shifts, so this could lead into another whole different.
If they started fresh, I think it would do them well.
Yeah,
they need to start fresh, and I think
with
they
some
need
Diablo 3 graphics.
They need to drop in an RTS in between, and I'll buy it.
Oh, I love Warcraft 4.
Yeah, Warcraft 4 RTS. I would buy that sucker.
Something I'll say though, that trailer really made me think that I would have liked to have seen an aircraft in the Warcraft movie.
Oh yeah, same.
That would have been nice.
Could have used one. It could have also used a little better graphical makeup. I saw a movie again one more time, and some of the graphic scenes are really bad. I didn't notice it until I watched it again.
Which one? How she turned from brown to green?
Yeah, she turned brown to green. And not only this, that is whenever. Do you remember that part where they pan the camera left when Duratan and his buddy were on top of the hill, and the whole background was shifting, it was zooming, and they're just barely turning? I was like, what is happening? The camera, they tried to do the background, and it looked really bad. It looks like blur.
It's one of those things, that was one thing that disappointed me, was that they didn't use, because Blizzard is known for their animation trailers. They have some of the nicest looking trailers. It looks so real. And everyone, when they heard World of Warcraft movie, most people thought, oh, it's going to be literally just like that, but a whole damn movie.
Yeah.
And those are really fun to watch, no matter which one you're watching. And then when we see human cats, we're like, wait, what the fuck? What happened? And so that's kind of what was the shift in that.
Goddamn Medivh.
Anyway,
moving on. What do you think? Are you gonna buy it or not?
I already bought it. I pre-purchased it already.
So
I tried the Demon Hunter. I'm actually gonna play it on the 30th when it drops.
So if it is gonna lead to Warcraft 2, why would we want to get into it? Why not wait for Warcraft 2?
Because this is this is the kind of in a way genius of what they did, was the story leads into Warcraft 2. So a lot of people like to go with the story and the lore and get to Warcraft 2. It's not like a game where it's let's say.
So if you're gonna jump in now.
Yeah, it's not like a Mario game where you're all right, I'm gonna play Mario 2. No, it's this story relates to the next game. There's a reason behind what.
All the Warcraft games are pretty lore heavy.
Most of their games in general are just everything's connected. So if you go all of a sudden to Diablo 3, you're not gonna know what the hell half of it's talking about, because it was from Diablo 1, Diablo 2. It just slowly builds on it, and then people like the stories. The stories are, very unique in a sense, but now they feel overplayed because a lot of other games are utilizing their main components. But these games have been around forever, so they're one of the original ones who did these storylines of demons and elves and orcs and all that stuff.
So you're definitely going to buy it, right? You already bought it.
I already bought it
So do you think
for the third time.
Do you think that people are going to run to this game, or because I'm not going to buy it because I already bought the game. I bought the original game and I bought the first expansion, which was a mistake on my part. But do you think many people are going to buy this?
But you
game?
haven't played since then, right?
I have
A
not touched
lot
it.
has changed. When my cousin originally bought the first one and I played it, I sat there and I was just killing, I don't know what it was, sheep or some shit for like an hour and nothing. And my experience bar barely went anywhere. I got so bored. I got angry. I was like, you know what? Fuck this game. I'm not ever going to play this again. And so I left it. And then I didn't play the game until I'd say 2010, 11, 12. Until last 3-4 years. And then I started playing it. And in the last 3 years when I played it, I was like, wow, this game is actually a whole lot better, especially when you're higher level. You can do more, you can move faster. It's not as restrictive and slow paced, so it actually becomes really fun. That's the one thing. You have to get past that little level grind. After that, it's actually a really fun game to play, but everyone gets kind of discouraged about that, the level up, that, the grind to get better. So, but it's changed drastically.
So, what do you think this game? Do you think this game's going to rebuild like their game?
It's not going to rebuild because for them, in order for World of Warcraft in general to just escalate, they're going to need to revamp the whole game as a whole, like graphics, the whole, and like I said, a Warcraft 2 is what they need. So, for those of you who are fans or want to get back into it, I recommend you try it out. There's a new class, and see what happens.
So I'm waiting for the Torrens to get cows as their...
What?
Like female cows.
Okay, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we've got fan mail.
So we got some fan mail this week. It's actually a review from one of our possible listeners. It says, the title of it says...
Well, it's from Double John XX.
Yeah, and it says, not
space,
sure...
hey.
Yeah, not sure what the point of this app is anymore. So, let's just start with that.
Well, I'm flattered that he's the only reason that he's using... We are the only reason he's using the app. I'm flattered about that.
I mean, it's either that or he thinks we're an app, so... I don't know.
I mean, which one would it be?
I think that he's talking crap on his iTunes. I mean, his iPod.
So is this an iTunes review then?
This is an iTunes review.
Okay. So why is he posting this on ours?
Well, I don't know. But he.
You see, some people have difficulty reading the fine print.
Can I read the?
Yeah,
review?
you know what? Go ahead. Read
okay,
it.
So it says the episode. Oh my God! The episodes are of a dubious quality. Whoever wrote this, my first complaint is you don't know how to use the word dubious.
You know what dubious? You know what dubious reminds me of? Dobby.
Okay, so
right,
dubious quality. They're not using the word in the correct context. The dubious, it doesn't work here because
Scooby-Doo.
Whatever. And the discussions have an asinine level of analysis. So the person that listened to this likes to use words bigger than their mouth can fit. So that's all I have to say. It's not a bad thing that they wrote us a review. We enjoy your review, but
yeah, give us more reviews.
Asinine sounds like a Pokemon.
What?
Asinine.
Like Arcanine.
Asinine.
Oh, I see.
And
how's that for your analysis?
This podcast is mediocre at best, abysmally disappointing at worst. So somebody decided, hey, I'm going to write a review.
I'm going to confuse them with these words.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my thesaurus and I'm going to right-click on every single word that I think is too small for this, and I'm going to right-click and I'm going to make it a big word. Abysmally. Dubious. What else did he say?
I mean, for a guy who's got a very simple name,
Asinine.
you would expect him to just go, this podcast sucks.
Double John XX.
Double John.
Yeah.
Hey.
John? No.
Zug.
Your creativity is off the charts.
I don't mind the negative review. If it has to be negative, that's fine. We don't mind it.
Hey, if you don't like us, man, do what you do, boo-boo. Who cares?
No, do what you do. We
live your life.
More reviews, the better.
Live your life.
In my mind, if you're not enjoying it, I'm sorry, but if you have to move on, you have to move on. And it's like a bad relationship. You can tell it's you and not me, or whatever. It's me.
I'm
and
kind
not
of
you.
flattered that he considers us so mediocre, but enough to actually go and write a big ass paragraph about how we feel.
Well, that's good. But anyway,
Talk about going
that's
out of your
something we
way.
wanted to go ahead and go and tackle. But anyway,
Well, thank you, Double John XX space Hey, for your wonderful review. We hope to hear more from you in the future.
A lot more positivity and big words.
make sure you get that thesaurus ready. Start using all the big words of a dubious quality.
Moving on.
I hope more reviews of a dubious quality.
Right.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Question of the week.
So the question of the week we have today is Batman really a superhero, or is he just a regular hero? So this is actually a good question. I mean, a lot of people consider superheroes, they think Batman, but what makes Batman super? I mean, he's just a guy with tools and athleticism. I mean, he doesn't have any powers, he doesn't have anything.
He's rich, like Donald Trump.
That's his power.
Oh, but would that be a superpower though?
Isn't his real power being super observant? Because he's the greatest detective in the wide world, in the whole world.
What?
Yeah, well,
Isn't
he
that
has
Sherlock Holmes?
technology
World's
to
greatest
do it.
detective, yeah.
Yeah, he's the world's greatest detective. That's what one of his big things is. He's really good at observing, and he's really good at.
Isn't that because he has the tools to do it? Like most of the time, he just
Well, not
analyzes.
necessarily.
Because sometimes it comes off of it on top of his head. He's smart.
I mean, but that's intelligence. That has nothing to do.
Not saying
with
that his superpower.
Well, it's not just intelligence.
but it has a lot to do with it.
So it's kind of like an Iron
he's like-
Man.
He's like Sherlock Holmes. Would
Yeah,
you
but
consider
Iron Man-
Sherlock
Yeah.
Holmes a superhero?
Yeah, but see, Iron Man has a suit,
not
and
really,
his
because Sherlock
superpowers
Holmes
is his
doesn't really
brain.
But
physically
he
fight.
had the
What if
money
what
to
if
get
Sherlock
the suit.
Holmes was in a power suit like Iron Man?
Yeah, but see, Iron Man. He
Well, see,
actually,
no. Why do we consider Iron Man a superhero?
Well, I'll tell you
Exactly,
why. Iron
yeah.
Man
No.
built something in his chest in a cave and kept himself
He didn't
alive.
build
that
for him.
doesn't give him superpower.
Some Arab guy built it
That's
for him. Some
like-
guy that is speaking with the Iranian accent.
Yeah, but you know what? He rebuilt it and made it better in his chest. So, I mean, what has Batman made?
That's not really
Other than,
giving
like-
him
That was just to
powers,
keep him
though.
alive.
That's-
Yeah, but other than
yeah.
like some batarangs that he's made, like what has Batman really made?
the Batmobile.
He didn't make the Batmobile. He didn't make that.
We all know that he
He purchased it from.
He made the cowl.
What's his name?
he made the suit. He made the whole.
He sold some shit together.
He had the smarts, just like Steve Jobs, to put the people in place in
And get this job
in
done.
his company to get it done. Yeah, exactly. Which was what's his name?
But is that a superpower or is it
Lucius
just
Fox.
intelligence?
Lucius Fox.
What is that a superpower? That's the question. Is that enough to consider Batman a superhero?
Okay,
and
well
not just
look,
a regular hero.
Batman is Steve Jobs meets Sherlock Holmes.
There you go. That's a good explanation.
But see, that's the thing. Sherlock Holmes isn't a superhero.
To you, maybe, but to the British.
No, but
He is.
again, what's the definition of super?
He has super
Having an
senses
ability.
over somebody else.
Yeah, having an ability that no human can have.
But aren't
Or
you?
should
A
have.
hero is somebody
Yeah,
that
so
rescues somebody from
you
What is
have-
so we can also have this question: is what is a god? Because then you could state that a person that is worshipped by others could be a god, like a basketball player that's really good at basketball.
or
People
like
are like,
a
oh my
cult
god,
leader.
that guy is so awesome. I love that guy. I want to follow him. You could state that he has abilities that not an average human being may have. I would say he's not. I personally fall on the side that he's not really a superhero, but he's a really good hero. But that's because you could kill Batman
At least,
with a.
at least he's
with
not
a-
he's not a really good hero in the new series anyway.
If I hit Batman with my
'Cause he
car,
shoots people.
if I hit Batman in my car,
Oh my god,
Batman
he's pretty
would
much
die.
a villain in the new one.
Well, that's a spoiler, isn't it?
God damn it, Lily!
No, it's
It's
not.
empty.
you crazy.
We see him
intern.
kill people in the trailer. Like a dick.
That's true.
So here's the thing: if I hit Batman with my car, he'd die. And that's the plain thing. He's not gonna walk away from him. If I hit him like 80 miles an hour, he's done. Turn
What?
into jelly beans, whatever it is.
Turn into jelly bean?
If you can do
But
that,
if you say Martha,
Listen,
he becomes your best friend.
Listen,
Yes.
if Batman got hit by your car and exploded into 1,000 jelly beans, that's a superpower.
what are you talking about? You crazy?
That's a
Why-
super.
why did you
if
say
he
jel-
gets
why did
hit
you
by
say
your
jelly
car,
beans?
because you said jelly beans.
I did not.
He said he's going to turn into a bunch of jelly beans. Look, if he gets hit by your car going 80 miles an hour and bursts into jelly beans,
Well, do superpowers
damn
make you a
superpower. That
superhero?
makes
If he
him-
turns into jelly beans, he's not helping anybody.
he helped himself.
I'm
That's
saying right
somebody.
now.
How?
I'm telling you.
He's
Hey, listen.
survived the crash.
Listen. So Batman gets hit by a car. He's dead. I killed him.
Or he turned into what? You killed Batman?
If I
Does
hit him
that
with
make
my-
you a super villain?
Does that make me a super villain?
No, it just makes you a villain.
So there you go. There's your answer. But
So then he's the regular hero.
so by using that logic, he's just a regular hero.
All right, then it's good enough for me. Will,
I stand by his superhero. He has super abilities.
you and your super suits.
He is very strong, though, isn't he?
His superhuman abilities.
He's working. He works out.
He's a human,
Is one of his powers
but
wooing
his
women?
his body's on the peak performance of a human body. He puts it the strain. He's
I don't know
really
if he's at a
intelligent.
peak performance.
No, that's one of the things. He's supposed to be in peak performance. His body's as always. He keeps it in peak performance.
Because he always works out, man.
because he ain't got no job, man. He's rich. All he does,
He has a job.
he works out during the day, and then he goes fuck people up at night.
he has a job. His job is to regulate his.
He doesn't regulate shit, and you
his
know it.
people. Well,
He don't regulate.
Well,
damn
obviously,
thing.
Batman and Batman versus Superman doesn't keep it in peak position, in peak condition at all times. He just likes to do
Neither does the Batman.
Rocky montages every now and then.
Neither
but
does the Batman
That's true.
in the Christopher Nolan series either.
I can't believe I saw Ben Affleck ass. That's some nastiness.
so,
What?
Ultimate Edition, totally worth it.
You never watched Batman vs Superman the movie?
I did. I just
You
don't
saw
remember
his
that
ass.
part. No,
Because you blocked it out because it was so traumatizing.
Probably.
It's a wet Ben Affleck butt.
Ellie, what do you think? Do you think Batman is a superhero or a regular hero?
I think he's a really good regular hero.
Oh, 3-1, Will.
I mean,
What about when he was part of the Super Friends?
well, that's
So he had
that's what
super
makes
friends.
him
Don't make him a super
cool, though. That's what makes him so likable. He's different that way. and
We're not
just-
talking about his likableness,
I
right?
know, but it's
He needs some help
Batman.
because he's not a superhero.
Like, people want to help him because he's cool, and he's like, "How's Bat?" And I don't know. I'm sleepy. Sorry,
So-
guys.
So Batman, if you think about it this way, he was part of Super Friends, but that doesn't mean he had to be super to be friends. You can say your best friend is a super friend. So
Can you say
boom.
the best hero can be a superhero?
Yeah, I think
one of the best heroes?
You can put him
Yeah.
at like a level.
Your
of
best
being
friend can be a
hero.
super friend.
Yeah, it could be. Your
It's
best
all a
friend
matter of
could be-
perspective, Tommy.
Yes, it is. So you have to think of it that way. An ant may think I'm a superhero, as I say.
So, by default, Batman is a regular hero. Summing it up,
Damn it.
you lose. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
Still stand by my answer.
you can stand by whatever you want, sir, but at the end of the day,
A, stand up and deliver.
there you go. Chest out.
Warning. Prepare for spoilers. Now spoiling Sausage Party.
Food orgasm. That's probably the biggest thing that shocked me in this entire
Food orgasm?
Food orgasm. The whole there's like 10 or 20 minutes of just straight up fucking food, and it was a food fuck
At
fest.
the end-
it was a
at the end of the
food
movie,
fucking
right?
fest at the end of the movie.
So my biggest thing about this movie,
I mean, good look. Throughout the whole movie, there's innuendos, right? There's the hints of okay, there's they want to have sex and da, and then all of a sudden the protagonist is like, all right, this hot dog is gonna get the bun, and then it starts that way, and then it just loses its mind. It goes into like gay sex, weird sex, all sorts, everything.
what you assume is gay sex, because a lavash, which is like a bread from the Middle East, having sex with a bagel.
Well, it's supposed to say like it's two males.
Yeah,
basically.
but we suppose it's gay sex because it's two
He has
male
a big
characters.
hole in the middle, though.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind
It
of.
does.
I thought it was really intense though that they used the Middle Eastern characters to do the gay sex
So this is my
when
point.
they're religious.
This is my point.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to go into. So you're going to make a political statement, right? Peace in the Middle East is what you're going for with the
Yeah.
beginning stuff. So you say, hey man, we
They're
got
always
Lavash,
fine.
this guy's supposed to be Arab.
Oh my God!
But
Do you
it's-
remember when they finally went back to their homes and they started yelling and they were going ah la la la? It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yes.
That's
It's
what
like
they
the
do.
most racist thing.
That's what they do.
I was like, I'm uncomfortable in my seat.
I was very uncomfortable in my seat as well. So
But they do that. That's actually part of their culture. They actually, all of a sudden, I remember I was at a family friend party, and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, I'm like pouring some dip, and I just hear the entire like room, all the adults go, I'm like, what the fuck?
But you were at a party though, right? You weren't just
Yeah, but there was no reason for that. Like this, like it was a song playing, and then all of a sudden they all just go.
Because
I thought I was about to die. I like hit the deck.
You ever heard a song that you really like on the radio and you're just like, damn? Like some people are like, that's the same thing. Anyway, getting off topic about people being la 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 out loud. There is a reason that I found this really weird. It's that, okay, so you're trying to make a statement here. It is a statement. You have peace in the Middle East. You have Lavash, which is Middle Eastern, character's Middle Eastern. He's got a mustache and a goatee.
I love that guy. That's my favorite guy.
And then you got a
you remember his name?
Kareem or something?
Kareem Abdul Lavash.
And you got Kareem Abdul-Lavash, which is the Arab guy. Then you have the Bagel, which is a Jewish guy, right?
Yeah.
And they're both friends with Hummus,
Yeah.
which is a third character, which is very interesting because both Jewish.
We never got to meet Hummus though.
Well, I know.
You never met him, but they know him.
You know he's friends with Hummus. So Hummus is.
You know Hummus? I know Hummus.
And hummus is a very, very in the Middle East. It's a very, very popular dish, but it's popular with Jews and Arabs, everybody. So
maybe that's the key to peace in the Middle East. Hummus. Just give everybody hummus.
Kind of is. I guess that's what they're going for. But they're also making a joke that was in the Zohan, which is kind of stupid.
Oh yeah.
Zohan. But anyway, so you got these two guys. They're making a statement that they're friends, right? They become friends slowly become friends. So there is a way to become peaceful, even though you have two different sides of points of view. But at the end, you turn that off by having two of the most strict religions against gay have them have gay sex with each other. So that's my problem.
Peace became infidelity.
Exactly. And then you put that in front of people's faces, people will never going to take that message straight. Which is, then you just lost that message.
But they already know, just because they saw this in an R-rated comedy, then they're not going to take a message straight anyway. I mean, that's not what they're there for.
I get it, but if you're going to make that notion of like Jews and Muslims can get along,
I think they were just going for shock factor. Honestly, that's probably what they were going for. Just the moment for you to go, wait, what the hell?
Exactly, they're trying to go for shock factor.
Yeah, it worked. I was shocked,
and I
wasn't expecting that.
I mean, that scene was kind of grotesque to me.
That's the entire scene that played out, like. The whole it was just crazy. I remember I was with one of my friends, and I remember the entire time he just kept saying, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" It just kept going. He didn't know what was going on, and I was sitting there laughing my ass off because I just like, is this happening? There's no way. I'm watching a cartoon in the movie theater packed with people, and there's like this just giant food orgy going on.
So, yeah, I see that, but at the same time, that was one of the messages that I was kind of like, whoa. And another part that really bothered people, I don't know if you guys felt it too, was the douche sucking whatever that was out of the juice box.
Oh my god,
juice.
He sucked the juice out of the juice box. He sucked the juice box,
but was that like his vagina or his asshole?
It was in the vagina area.
It's the crotch. There's no like.
He's out of the crotch.
Yeah, there's no again, no gender specific. It just says it's from the crotch. And
but wasn't the juice box a male?
Yeah.
It's from.
Yeah, but like the foods don't have like genitalia. It's just what it is.
It would be where it is.
He
even made a statement about where it's
even when because if you remember when they even had sex at the end, it was just themselves. They are the genitalia.
I get it, but I mean, at the same time, that part kind of bothered me just a little. bit.
Actually, the funny story. On the bun, right? You know how the mouth is supposed to be shaped like the vagina. So apparently, one of the animators, when they were trying to animate it, they're like, "Oh, this doesn't look right. The bun doesn't open like sideways." So they turned it, and then when they turned it, everyone kind of just stared at it for a second, and then they're like, "Yep, we're going with this. This is genius."
They just wanted it to be really weird.
Yeah. Originally, it was they did like a regular mouth, like the hot dog, how he just has like a normal mouth, like he talks, and then I guess somebody moved it like that, and then they were like, you know what, this is actually pretty cool, let's use this, and it just kind of added with their innuendos. So I don't know, I thought it was useful.
So did anybody else find this to bother them that the food has arms and legs?
Well, I think that was part of their
that was part of
comedy thing. They're trying to.
Yeah, they even said it. Like the only
your gloves and shoes.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse gloves and your.
The weirdest part for me was when the condom got up and started talking.
Oh god,
that's the part like random stuff like that's like, why did that go?
It wasn't
come
just
to
a
life?
regular condom in a package. It was
it was used.
Yeah, That was gross.
Slimy inside.
Yeah.
So, and then your question is, why doesn't everything come to life? Like, if it's just, why is it that the condom is the only thing that comes to life?
I know. That's another thing that's really strange. Like the douche, a condom came alive.
That and I realized also, like, sausage is the only meat that comes to life. Where's the other meat?
Like chicken doesn't come to life, dead chicken.
Yeah, none of that.
So, how about, I don't want to go into it.
I didn't see any
thinking
beef
too much.
jerky walking around either. I don't remember.
Like,
seeing
how come all the bottles of like jam and are alive, and then the ketchup bottles aren't alive? It's like kind of weird.
They were. You just didn't see them. They were insinuating that there's a lot of things that are alive,
I thought.
but they just didn't want to animate everything.
I thought the
That would be too
idea
much.
of the imperishables was a little smart. I thought that was a good
Yeah.
plot point.
that was a good
I didn't see that one
gag.
coming at first because
Oh, yeah.
they don't expire. I thought I thought that was clever, but then when it went overboard was the ending. I was like, what the hell?
I think
Going into reality.
the coolest scene though
That's so dumb.
has to be
That was a terrible ending.
the cart accident, the cart accident where the carts bump into each other and then everyone falls off the cart and the flour explodes and then
Oh yeah,
and it
That
looks
was a
like
good
that's saving
scene.
another Saving Private Ryan.
yeah, it's supposed to look like an explosion just went
Skit.
off and then like you see like the banana's face slowly coming off and just all the like the horror.
Yeah, and just like any Saving Private Ryan skit, they have somebody pick up a body part and walk around holding it.
yeah, I thought it was so amusing to watch. I was like, man, the deaths were actually really fun to watch. Ironically, everyone starts getting killed, and you're like, and everyone freaks out, and you're like, oh, I know how this is gonna go down. I was waiting for. I'm surprised because there was actually less food killing scenes than I thought there would be.
Yeah, from the trailers, it makes you think, oh, there's
The
going to be a
whole
lot
movie
of
is just
food
all
deaths.
death, but it wasn't.
But it was just two.
Yeah, it was like two
that I
scenes
can
of
think
death,
of.
and then the rest was just kind of walking around. There's a good 20 minutes in the movie where they're just walking and talking. That's it. It's all they did. Just walk around, discover shit, run away, get stuck in places.
So, can you answer this for the listeners that want to listen to spoilers? Does the hot dog get its dog in the bun?
Does the hot dog get the bun?
Itself into the bun, yeah.
Yes, it does.
Does it go like, how many inches does it go in there?
All the way in.
Oh my god.
There's even a taco involved.
I heard
Oh,
Simon-
there's a
I was
lesbian
over the
taco.
top. I heard that Salma Hayek's character. I don't think I watched this part, but Salma Hayek's character licks some hot dog vagina.
There's a whole bunch of stuff, but she's a lesbian taco, basically.
She does, yes.
She's a lesbian taco.
Oh my god, raunchy to be raunchy.
And then there was at one point I remember I saw like I think anal beads was in it. I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah, they were.
And then
Little tiny ones.
And then there's like a lot of drugs too. I mean, the only way that you can see the food come alive is if you're on rock salts or any kind of drug, I guess, that really fucks you up. And so one of the parts of the story is that the food. Oh, did this shock anybody? The sudden decapitated head plopping down
yeah.
the
Oh,
vent.
that was a little
My
shock
friend was like,
factor.
"What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, man.
We killed him."
I don't know how to explain this to you, but the dude's head is right there.
Is it bath salts you're talking about or rock salts?
Was it
Bath
bath?
salts.
He
was
said
it,
bath salts.
Was it bath salts? He said.
Bad salts.
Yeah.
Bath salts. That's a tough drug. Anyway, done with the spoiler stuff.
So-
unless you have something else to say.
No, that's all. I mean, watch the movie. It's
And why
pretty
couldn't you have a goddamn Middle Eastern guy play the goddamn lavash? You got to have some Jewish guy play it, and you had some like Edward Norton play the bagel. At least get it like a Middle Eastern comic. Come on, there's
Seriously.
you could have got Maz Jobrani to do it.
It's like the Indian guy from Johnny Five. Short
that, guy's not
Circuit.
even, that guy wasn't even Indian. Yeah, he's like
That's
a
what I'm
white
saying.
guy.
He's a white
I know,
guy.
I'm saying it's crazy.
I'm just glad they didn't get.
I
Like,
never knew.
I'm just
I
glad
never
they didn't
knew it.
get like
He convinced me.
Aziz Ansari or somebody. Well, that wraps up this week's Confessions. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions you would like us to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, we want to thank all of our listeners and followers for tuning in and supporting us. Share us, like us, review us, whatever you want to do.
Dislike if you want
Every
to.
bit helps us grow.
Whatever you want to do it, because you the big boo-boo in your life.
And don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. This is Nerd Confessions signing off. See you later, everybody.
David Jaffe.
Bye.
Ending transmission.